Sedano and Kap is on.
Oh,
Live
wrong headset. Anyway.
on 710 a.m.
What are we, in Tulsa?
Whoop, whoop.
And on the all-new ESPN LA app, and of course on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles, because as some would say, we are a content machine,
We are.
not just a radio station.
And we got a lot of ice cream thanks to
I
Handle.
can't eat that anymore.
I know.
Really? You
Too
can't
much
eat
sodium.
any of it?
I can't.
Can't have
Look
any
how
of
he
the
looks,
ice
though.
cream.
He's
And
svelte.
you can't
Yeah.
mount me anymore.
I know. I can still mount you.
No, the cardiology team said not until September. You can't mount me till September.
A fall mount.
I have a
But
couple
once
other-
September rolls around, it's fair game.
I have a couple other thoughts of some things I might want to do to you
Yeah.
in the non-mounting sort of range.
Are you going to tell Rachel that now I can partake in more things?
More of what kinds of things?
Well, that you guys would want me involved more than you did.
We are at a children's hospital, by the way.
I didn't say anything.
Okay, I'm just-
By the
oh,
way, we
my.
are live because Make March Matter is live from Children's Hospital of Los Angeles. Have you gone to 710-4CHLA.com? You can bid on amazing prizes like One Night with Cappy, I think. Is it that
Oh,
one?
hey now.
No,
Hey,
dinner with
now.
you, Cappy.
Dinner with you and Cappy?
At Fleming's. Would you like to be part of the dinner?
I can't really do. I'd have to bring like raisins and soda water.
Okay. I mean, you can still be there.
You can have raisins and soda water.
That's what I
I
kinda
bet
like.
you Richard has them already down there at Fleming's.
The raisins or the
Yeah,
soda water?
both.
Both. Well, definitely the soda water.
And the raisins, probably. He got a whole box of them for you, like a little box.
How
like
about
for your-
bananas? Does he have bananas? for me?
Bananas? I don't know. I'll ask him. He
A lot
probably
of
does.
potassium in bananas.
I mean, listen, you could still have a full dinner. I'll just watch.
Yeah.
As I have many times with Cappy.
Yeah. No question.
Hey now. As a matter of fact, this is a little embarrassing, but
Is it?
today it is. Today we're kind of hanging out before you'd gotten here, George, and the ladies who run the marketing here at Children's Hospital in
Yeah.
LA, they had these pizzas.
So Cappy was in his mind
Yeah.
going to sit next to me and go, "Hey, I can
look
eat
how
pizza,
good this
you
pizza is."
can't."
Right.
And guess what happened?
Then I
he
choked.
started choking.
I choked. And bro,
needed to go
I
outside.
walked in when you were
Dude,
choking.
And when I say choked,
Yeah.
when I say choked, I was like, I'm going to excuse myself from the room because I'm going to choke all over everybody. And as I was leaving the door, I was leaving the room, I'm like, I'm thank God in a hospital.
Right.
Because somebody may have to
Well, you
reach
didn't
their-
look well
No,
when I
somebody
saw
had
you.
may have to reach down their hand into my throat and yank out this piece of tomato
Yeah.
that I think. And I was just going to do it for the goof
Right.
of saying,
For the
Chris, would
bit.
you like some
It's
pizza?
karma.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. I got karma.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We're good karma brands. You got bad karma.
Bad karma.
Yeah.
Bad karma.
Well, it's good to be back. It's good to see you.
It's good to
everybody.
see you.
It's good to be alive.
I mean, I've seen you, but it's
yeah,
good to
oh,
see you here in
came
this
to the house.
atmosphere.
Cappy came to the house. Lindsay
Yeah.
didn't come to the house.
I'm sad I didn't see Mom
Wait,
and
we
Dad
went to
around.
Disneyland, okay? That's a little cooler than just going to visit you at the house.
Yeah, but what Chris was saying to me, and this is where I thought it was out of control. I thought it was a lot of lie myself, Lindsay. But he was like, Sedano came, you came, Cap. It was very nice. He's like, Lindsay, I mean, geez, nothing. I just hadn't heard from her. And then all
That's
of a
not
sudden,
true.
No, that's what he said. I didn't say it. He said it. And then
not true.
No, that's what he said.
This is zeroly.
That's actually not what I said.
No, that's exactly what he said. No, I'm going to do to you what you did before you almost died.
Right.
I'm going to keep putting words in your mouth and telling people all the things that you said, even if you didn't say them, like you used to do to me. Yeah. But now I figure that you're going to come back. You can't be who you were.
Yeah, I can. Why
No,
can't
I don't think so. I don't think you can be.
So you think the sober, low-sodium, fluid restriction me is different?
Sober, low sodium, fluid restriction, and this toy you're carrying around
It's
now.
to monitor my heart for 3 months. that's
Okay.
all.
Is there anything I can do to
No.
monitor your heart?
Well,
You wanna
yeah.
just check his pulse.
Right. Well, that
Every
or
so
like
often?
if I start bringing like my heart
Well, our owner, Sam Pines,
blood
he said
pressure machine.
he wanted me to go on to test the BPM.
Okay.
Yeah.
To see if I went back to the old days by working with you.
Okay.
Now, there's a lot of medication that'll prevent that, but here's the go ahead. What were you going to say?
Go finish up because we have Dr. Amatruda who's
I
here.
thought that was at 3:30.
3:15 actually.
Oh, I'm sorry, Doc. Let's get the doc.
Yeah,
on
let's get
then.
the
Oh,
doc
wait,
on. We
doc,
can talk about your
doctor.
diagnosis
We
later.
have a patient here.
No,
Yeah.
let's bring the doc
Doc,
on.
come on in.
Come on in,
Come
doc.
on.
I'll tell you about some other hospital stuff.
Come
after
on
that.
in here, doctor.
Yeah.
Dr. Amatruda is about to jump in here.
Yes,
George.
we're here at CHLA as we've been here all day. I'm sure the audience knows, but if you're just tuning in, obviously we've done a nice job today, I believe, as a station, making March Matter with their campaign here at CHLA, and Dr. Amatruda is joining us here now. Let me give you this headset.
Yeah, there you go. You get that one. Okay, here we go. Hi, doctor. How are you?
Great to be here, and thank you so much.
Yeah.
Really appreciate you guys.
Oh, man.
Well, thank you for what you do.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for having us. What can you tell us about just Make March Matters and what's going on here at this hospital today?
Well, I'm just really appreciate all of us do. You coming here and shining the spotlight on what we try to do here every day, not just during March, but every month of the year. So I have the great privilege of heading the Cancer and Blood Disease Institute. That's the area within our hospital that treats children with all kinds of cancers, blood disorders, anemia, bone marrow transplant. Overall, about 2,500 new patients each year, and we're caring for about 7,000 kids at any one time. So it's a big job, but it's incredibly rewarding.
I am always fascinated by how doctors get into a specific area of medicine. So what gets somebody into pediatric cancer treatment?
It's the patients. I got to say, when you see these kids and their courage and the way they and their families fight, you want to be part of that fight. So it's actually a great honor and privilege to come to work every day, and it's incredibly rewarding. But we still have a lot of work to do.
No question. And a lot of that work is also in clinical trials, and you guys do that for immunotherapy. And what role does CHLA play in that?
Sure. Well, right now we have about 250 clinical trials open for children just within our program, and that's along with the thousands of trials across all areas at CHLA. And the reason that's important is we don't always know what is exactly the best kind of treatment. So to figure that out, patients are incredibly, again, brave and generous, and they will give consent to join a trial where we try to take the best possible therapy we have now and make it better. Sometimes that means adding new kinds of drugs that have to show a lot of promise in laboratory studies, but really need to be very rigorously validated in the real world. And sometimes, actually, it's about pulling back. So one thing not a lot of people know is that children with cancer actually do much better than adults in general. About 75% of children with cancer in 2025 can expect to be cured in this country.
Wow.
Which is something we're very, very grateful for. Now, it's not 100%, so on the other hand, it's totally unacceptable.
Right.
But in that 75%, we already know that even kids who are cured, because the medicines and the radiation we use are very, very strong, those kids will then potentially have lifelong health problems. We're thankful that they're cured of their cancer, but we got to refine the treatment, sometimes make them a little gentler. And the way we can do that is through clinical trials that test, different combinations and maybe figuring out what is the exact right therapy for each individual patient.
And these clinical trials, talk to us a little bit about what happens here at CHLA, because it seems to me like you guys are, I don't know if you're necessarily concerned about this part of it, but industry leaders.
Well, we got to deliver for our patients. That's the start and the end of it. We actually do work with industry because some of the most powerful new therapies, like immunotherapies, they are designed and tested by scientists at places like this. And then to manufacture those drugs at a very, very high level, we work with industry partners. Again, as Dr. Wayne said earlier, CHLA, we're very proud, was one of the first sites to try this kind of immune therapy for childhood leukemia. So now we have a big job, which is to take that kind of therapy where, again, we train the patient's own immune system to tackle the cancer cells. Can we make that effective for every type of cancer? For brain tumors, for bone tumors, for liver tumors? It's a big job. So part of the clinical trials we're doing are trying that sort of cutting-edge new therapies, for example, in brain tumors, as well as what we call targeted therapy, which are not immune therapies, but medicines that are really, really specific for the cancer cell, maybe do less damage.
I have young children. Cap has 4 children who are now all grown, but we've all, we have children, and we understand how heartbreaking it could be. Obviously, when you see a situation with a young person coming in with whatever it is they may be dealing with, how is it you guys are able to kind of put those children at ease when they're here?
Sure. Well, we're really lucky because I've talked a lot about our clinical trials, our scientists, our doctors. Equally important, probably more important, we have incredible nurses. We have child life specialists who will sit with the child and help them understand what they're going through. We have amazing social workers who work with families because our goal is to treat the whole family, not just the child. And it's really a start-to-finish process. We'd like to reduce the occurrence of childhood cancer through studies in the community. Are kids exposed to pollution or to other things? We'd like to diagnose them very, very early, fast and accurately, so we can intervene at the very earliest stages where the treatments can be sort of more gentle. All the way through treatment, supporting the child and the whole family, all the way beyond. And that's our survivorship program, where we follow kids for many, many years after their treatment and ask, how are they doing? How is school? How's their health? Any problems with their heart or lungs or that kind of thing? So part of what we really offer here is that kind of comprehensive soup to nuts type of program.
Nice. And doctor, gotta say, I'm impressed with the way you got into the spirit today.
My last name is Italian, but my late mother, 100% Irish.
Okay.
And this is every year she would call me and say, "Are you wearing green?" This is the first year since she passed, and I could not miss it. So, Mom, this is for you.
Okay.
That's
Just
awesome.
a quick question then, since your mom raised you to do this kind of stuff. I tried my best today to wear a little bit of green. I got a green derivative
You're
on
good.
here.
Yeah.
Okay. George here,
did a
my
terrible
partner.
job.
So what happens? Aren't you supposed to do something to a guy who doesn't participate
Well,
in
he
the
might
St.
have to
Patrick's
wear
Day?
these on air
Right, I'll
for a
just
little
switch.
bit. Yeah.
Right, there you go.
Okay, wear the funny glasses. I
you
thought
go.
like you're supposed to pinch him or something.
You know, I have no data on that.
No data.
Maybe
No.
the
You're a
clinical
data
trial.
man.
That's
Yeah,
not a
completely.
scientific thing.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Just a man of pure data.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then you must have thought that North Carolina shouldn't made it into the tournament. I mean, come on, from a data perspective,
Yeah.
Doctor.
Well,
West
you know,
Virginia
here-
had
Yeah.
more quad one
Yeah.
wins. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, USC all the way, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
that didn't happen either.
USC on the women's side, they
That's
are number one. UCLA and USC both 1 seeds on the women's side, so it could be a fun battle. They could find themselves in the Final Four. Doc, an absolute pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you very
so
much.
much for
Thanks
having
for
us today.
Thanks for everything you and everybody
Yeah,
here does.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you
awesome.
so much.
Way to go,
Dr.
Doctor.
Amatruda. Thank you very much. All right, we continue here till 6 o'clock today here at CHLA. Make March matter. You can go to our silent auction on our website, 710-4CHLA. That's 710-FOR-CHLA.com. And you can bid on all sorts of items, including Cappy and I having dinner with you, all sorts of stuff, a wine tasting with me and Beto. There's all sorts of stuff. A Boys in Blue versus SD baseball game. There's a lot of stuff in there. So go out there, check it out. It's 710-4CHLA.com. That's 710-FOR-CHLA.com. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll be back here in just a moment.
Before we do.
Yeah, before you do.
Should we talk a little prize picks?
Yes, let's do that.
Should we do?
If
Okay.
you want action here in the state of California, Cappy, and there's
Yep.
about to be a lot of action when it comes to March Madness here pretty soon. The state of California, the place to get it done is Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app. Use the promo code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y. Your first $5 play gets you a $50 bonus. It's very simple. It's more or less. What do I mean by that? There's a statistical line for each individual player in every sport imaginable. Points, rebounds, assists, touchdowns in football, you name it, yards. And you go more or less. The more you bundle together, the more chance you have of winning.
So what was the game, the game against Denver, the Lakers against the Nuggets? Was that Friday night? I can't even tell what.
Yeah.
Okay, so on that night, George, I took Jokic for more than 27 points. I don't know if you remember what happened in the game. He scored the last 2 points to get to 28. I had Austin Reeves for more than 25.5. What heart and grit and toughness and commitment Austin Reeves showed that night along with Dalton Connect. He had 37. And then Jamal Murray, 3-pointers made 1.5 and he had 5. So a $20 play won me $80. Now today, I know everybody waits. Here goes. Here's today's plays. Listen to this, George. I've got Karl Anthony Towns and Tyler Hero for less than 48.5 points combined. So that's putting the two of them together. I've got Luka and Chris Paul tonight for more than 15 assists combined.
Yeah.
I've got the Cubs pitcher Imanaga, and I hope I'm saying his name right.
Yeah.
For more
job,
than
Cappy.
thank you for more than I'm learning more than half of a walk allowed.
Yeah.
And I've got Yamamoto for more than 5 strikeouts. It is a $20 play to win $150. Good luck to everybody playing on Prize Picks.
All right, Prize Picks. Run your game. We're back in a moment.
You never have to miss a moment of LA's
Children's
megas.
Hospital has been open since the early 1900s.
Yes, Children's Hospital LA is such a pillar of the Los Angeles community. We've been around since 1901. Our actual first location was not far from where we are today.
So it wasn't here?
No,
But
it
close.
was what is now Chinatown.
Okay.
We've been a pillar of the community for almost 125 years and grown to what we are today, which is amazing. We see, just to give you an idea of size, we see over 750,000 patient visits a year.
750,000.
Yes.
I thought you were going to stop at 750. And this timeline takes us through the 125. You're
It
almost
does.
at 125.
We're almost to 125. I do have a couple of favorite stops
Show
along
me.
the way. So we're going to keep on going down. We're going to stop right here.
Okay.
So this is a big one, especially with what we're learning today and all the broadcasts. We've actually been associated with the USC Keck School of Medicine since 1932. So we are training the next generation of caretakers and doctors. And
You know what I love about that? I'm a UCLA guy.
Okay,
But
okay.
the one time that USC and UCLA work together is through hospitals. They share all their information because that's when you put down the rivalry and just everybody helps the same cause, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I love pointing that out. And then let's go a couple more little stops. I love this because this gives me a chance to talk about our mission. Our mission at CHLA is to create hope and build healthier futures. And this picture right here, this little boy is hearing for the first time in
Oh, you can see it on his face.
1953. So this kind of touches on the innovation that is a priority here at CHLA.
So
and
this kid is now over 75 years old.
Yes,
yeah.
yes. And
wow.
that smile just defines hope
Awesome.
and healthier futures.
Yeah.
I love this. And yeah, there's just some really cool little tidbits along the way. In the early 90s is actually when our research institute was founded, which you're learning a lot about today from a lot of our doctors and specialists coming on board. And yeah, it's just an amazing place. It's a destination hospital for the world, and over 350 specialties here. A lot of amazing, life-saving things happening here.
It's so great. And you know, one thing, my goddaughter was here when she was 1, had to have surgery, and my friends, her parents, super scared, and they could not have been nicer in the way they dealt with it, the way they explained everything, the mannerisms. Every town should have a children's hospital. Every town doesn't, but we're lucky to live in Los Angeles and have this, right?
Absolutely. And family-centered care is actually what kind of makes us unique as a hospital. We're so focused on using the whole family unit to care for the child.
All right, to wrap up, you said something to me that I thought was really neat. You said, you hope you never see people, but if they need you, you're here. I think that's kind of the way to put this,
Yeah, we hope you never have to come. Right. But the fact that this destination hospital with some of the best caregivers is right in our backyard, we're so lucky and blessed to have CHLA right here.
Line golf with 24 of the best players from the PGA Tour, split into 6 teams: Atlanta, Boston, Jupiter, LA, New York, and the Bay. This isn't your average Sunday pickup game. Tune in every week for TGL matches, only on ESPN. Keep up, it's golf.
I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash, and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
That's awful, hon.
My brother got life insurance from Ethos, and it only took 10 minutes. And he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. It's all online. No medical exam. He just answered a few health questions right from his house.
Ethos, here we come.
Visit ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Sample rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
The world is a vampire.
5 minutes in front of 4 o'clock. Sedano and Kap live from Children's Hospital of Los Angeles. Our Make March Matter. Yeah, I feel like Jerry Lewis today as we raise money, 710-4CHLA.com. We'll get to that in a moment.
Yeah.
It is
Live Imaging Monday.
No, let's not call it that.
Limb?
We're just back today.
Oh, we're back.
We're just back.
We're back better,
We're back,
bigger,
baby.
and better than ever.
The show used to say
smaller.
It's National Artichoke Day, and
love a good artichoke dip.
We like a nice artichoke. There's a lot of sodium, though.
Oh,
Probably a lot of sodium.
Salt-free one.
Okay.
Happy 57th birthday to the leader of this group, the Smashing Pumpkins.
Billy
we
Corgan.
saw him at Yamava last year.
Yeah.
The great Billy Corgan.
Yeah.
And Lindsay, before we just came back, tried to fill me in on some sort of scandal.
Well, it's not really a scandal.
Did
he get into it with Bill Burr?
Yes.
Just
so
a rat in a cage.
there's like a rumor online. I don't know. I guess it's like a Hollywood rumor that Bill Burr and Billy Corgan were half brothers, and that at some point, somewhere, they saw each other at a party and joked about it. But I guess there's some truth to it.
Well, because they look alike, right? With the whole bald head thing.
And then his mom, Billy Corgan's mom, was like, "Oh yeah, this could be true."
Oh wow.
And so then Howie Mandel had Billy on his podcast as a guest, and then he just ambushed, or no, he had Bill Burr on. And then he ambushed him with Billy Corgan saying hey, there's all these rumors that he's your half brother, and Bill Burr got so upset because it's probably true, likely true, and so he was like, this is not something that needs to be out there. This is a personal thing. This is not for your podcast fodder.
I think you take two guys that are both bald, and you go back, rest in peace, to Rodney Dangerfield, who would see two bald guys, and he'd say, I'll tell you, you take the two of you, make an ass of yourselves. Okay, fine.
Not a terrible Dangerfield.
While I've been away, has there been a lot of Dangerfield?
No, Dangerfield.
None.
Not a lot of Dangerfield. But don't you remember there was
Has
a
there
movie?
been a lot of Trump? Do the Trump.
No, the Trump.
No.
He was working on a Sean McVay the other day.
Working on
It was very limited.
Yeah, workshopping it.
He got
on the air.
he would get one sentence, and he would say George the way that he said it.
Right.
Okay.
So he nailed that.
I'm workshopping McVay right now. I'm still stuck on Trump. I haven't advanced the ball on that one.
You did a decent one with the hand.
Yeah, with the hand.
You got to see it in person.
It's physical.
But I'm telling you right now that there's a movie called called Easy Money with Rodney Dangerfield.
Yes,
you guys know the movie?
Yeah, I know.
And he walks into the department store, and there's like a dummy, like a model dummy on the countertop, and the guy who's working there pops up, and he's dressed exactly the same way, and they're too bald, and that's exactly what Rodney said. I tell you, take the two of y'all, make an ass of yourselves. Okay,
that's not a bad Dangerfield.
It's
not bad. Not bad.
I'm telling you, Cappy's workshopping stuff. I mean, it's pretty impressive.
Over my time away, I watched Caddyshack several times.
Oh, really?
Myself.
Yeah.
Once I got home.
Yeah.
The hospital.
I think this place is restricted, Wang, so don't tell me you're Jewish. Okay, fine.
I mean, yes.
I mean, these are all the lines, you know? These are the lines, you know? Take some of those naked lady tees.
I watched a lot of Around the Horn.
You did, huh?
And ESPN.
It's going away, so you might as well watch it.
I did enjoy it.
A lot of horn?
Yes, thank you.
A lot of horn.
A lot of horn.
A lot of TGL.
Oh, I love TGL.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
TGL
love
is fun.
TGL.
Yeah. I don't even love golf like that, and I think it's fun to watch.
It was enjoyable.
Yeah.
Don't let me forget. Now, I know we got a doctor coming up, but I got to tell you the anal catheter story from the hospital.
the anal catheter story.
Yeah,
we don't want to know.
That's a tease in the 5 p.m. hour.
Yeah,
you
go.
have
Commercial free.
Now, we are in a hospital, and I like the fact that we're using the proper terminology. So this is an anal catheter story.
Yes.
Do you happen to have, in addition to the anal catheter story,
You want me to give you an extra tease?
do you have a penile catheter story as
that
well?
was standard once they, yes.
Oh, so that's standard.
When I was
Okay,
out
see?
for,
That's
I
a
was
good
out
question.
for a
That's
few
the way
days.
it works. Yeah.
That's a good
I was
question.
intubated for free, so they put one there already.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Both at the same time?
No, this was separate. I was
Okay.
awake for the back one.
The back door one, the
Not
caboose.
the back door, the back one.
Oh, the caboose.
Well, I think some people thought it would be as painful watching the Lakers without LeBron, but not
That's
the
an
case
amazing- you know
the
what?
last couple of
Georgie,
games.
That's
Georgie,
amazing.
Not
good
the
boy.
case.
We
Good
must
boy,
salute
Georgie.
you.
Yeah.
Good boy. He
Yeah.
just, he's so ready for us to stop saying anal catheter that he's like, I got to come up with something right now.
Yeah.
You know?
Happy St.
Good job.
Patrick's Day. You
Good
didn't know
job.
you were going to get that today, did
Good
you?
job. Very good job.
They've played, they've fought the last couple days.
Well, I think the game going back to last Friday against Denver.
They lost, but they fought.
But they were 15.5-point underdogs
Yeah.
in that game. And the assumption was
Yeah.
that Denver wanted a piece.
Yeah.
Right? Because the Lakers had gone there. They'd won the previous time.
Right.
Then when the game was over,
Yeah.
they sort of bragged. And I say they, I mean like the social media team kind of bragged about
the game plan.
right, and believe, and this is the defensive game plan. So everybody kind of assumed that Denver was going to come out and just beat them down
Right.
on Friday night.
Right.
You got to give it up to Dalton Connect and to Austin Reeves, who both guys scored over 30 points, kept the Lakers in that game the whole time.
Yeah. they
Here's
did
the
a great
best
job.
part of Friday night's game.
And go ahead.
Producer Lindsay's text when Bronny hit the three.
Oh.
Oh,
like
yeah.
trying to egg Cappy on.
Right.
And from there, it was not worth another
all
text the rest of
downhill.
the night.
Nope.
Right.
For Bronny.
Right.
That was a great three.
Yeah.
But the one he shot
Everyone
over
was
the
like,
basket.
"Oh, Bronny!"
But what did I say? I was on Friday, though. I was doing like a whole thing where I was appealing to LeBron as a father. I was
Don't
appealing
start.
to
No, don't
LeBron as a father
Sedano and I don't want to talk about that.
to get Bronny in the game.
We don't want to do that.
No?
No.
No.
We have deep ESPN ties, and we don't want to do that.
I have DPSPN
No, you
ties.
don't. No,
I
not
have
as-
shallow.
Should I show
ESPN
you the
ties?
text that I received from people?
Yeah, like what?
A lot of get well wishes from
really?
people that you wished had your number.
Really? Did Stephen A. Smith contact you?
He did not.
Okay.
But a lot of people that are his
He
bosses
did
did.
not.
Well, that's the one. That's the one that I would want. You know, if I go into the hospital,
You don't
and
have
I
Stephen
need-
A's number?
I do, but if I
Well, I have his number. He doesn't have mine.
if I get catheterized,
I don't know if that.
I want Stephen A. to hit me up as a father.
By the way, I do love, though, you neglected to mention yesterday where they actually won
Yep.
against a lifeless Phoenix Suns team. I told you that this team has been folding in this situation. I thought it was hilarious. Do we have the audio of Luka telling Kevin Durant they're not going to make the playoffs? Because it was all over social media yesterday. Because Luka was wired for sound, so they had him mic'd up. And he literally tells Kevin Durant, you know you're not going to make the playoffs. Right?
Oh.
Like, it was unbelievable, especially when you couple it with the video.
I thought he said you're not going to get that in the playoffs, like the calls.
Oh, no. He said the social media made it seem like he said you're not going to make the playoffs.
Well, I loved it. I loved watching Luka just work over Kevin Durant. There was that one move where Luka was at the top of the three-point line, and he must have made like 3 or 4 moves with the ball, and Kevin Durant looked like he was going to fall apart. Like he looked like flimsy, like his knees were going to collapse. And Luka's like, move, back up, move. He got him completely off, and then boom, back up and hit the three. And Kevin Durant had no answer.
Yeah.
Just no answer at all. And it was awesome. And then to see Luka just in his face, like, you're kind of done. You're sort of washed.
Yeah. I mean,
He
I
is
don't know about
washed.
washed.
He is.
but
You don't think he's washed?
he's
a
not.
little bit?
I mean, he's not as impactful, perhaps, as he was several years ago because he's 37 years old.
Right.
Sure, but he still is capable. I just don't know if he's capable of, like we talked about with LeBron for the last several years. He's not capable of like just dragging a team to the finish line anymore. Of course, you wouldn't be at 37 years old.
I
LeBron's
told George.
won titles.
You- well-
KD was on 2 teams that
No, but I'm saying like KD
and
was
all that drama.
right, but
Right, he's always such a pain in the ass.
But Brooklyn was.
He
If you
is.
think about Brooklyn,
I
it
know
wasn't
about that.
wasn't really his fault. There was
The toe over the line.
the toe, literally a toe over the line. They beat Milwaukee the year Milwaukee won a championship, and we do. Go ahead.
That's a smart play. That's high IQ. You're not getting out in the playoffs. You know that.
No,
I never
Kevin
know
said that
so
to
much
him.
in my
Yeah.
life. That's the first time I make this open shot. Yeah, shoot. That's you, baby. I told you to challenge, man. Y'all should listen to me, man. Keep it going. Great defense score, yo. Where you going, Royce? Where you going? Hey, your toe was on the line. That's why you missed. You never miss. Toe on the line. Just roll all the way. I'll find you. Oh my God!
He's a good player to get mic'd up.
Hey, I'm in coverage, yo.
I'm going to say I'm going to have to see that.
What?
What we just heard.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to see it.
Do you want to go topless Friday night at Mace's party, you and me?
You and me? Should we? I think you and I, if we go topless, here's what I think we look like. I think we look like Patrick Swayze and Chris Farley in Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, but not anymore.
Well, no, I mean, you look great. I mean, you look fantastic.
I'm down 85.
I understand. 85?
Yeah.
Well, how much were you?
Well, remember, we ballooned up with the fluids. So they
Yeah.
took 75 at the hospital, and I've lost probably 10 to 12 outside of the hospital.
They took 75 right off of you.
Of fluids. They
Really?
sucked it out with Lasix.
How'd they do that?
It's called Lasix.
I know, but
It's
how?
diuretic.
But where? From?
You just pee it out.
Oh, really?
Basically, yeah.
Oh, you said they pulled it out.
Well, that's...
They make you go to the bathroom.
Oh.
It's a medical term.
I didn't have
pulling it
bleep.
out?
Yeah.
Not like...
It's a medical term?
For today it is.
Okay. Well, we are in a hospital.
Exactly.
So using proper medical terminology is the key.
So that first part we heard, George, was that Luka or was that KD? Where you're not getting out of the playoffs.
You're not going to get that.
He says
Look, Katie said it to Luka. You're not getting the best. But
Right.
there was a video online that I saw on the flight yesterday of Luka saying to him in response, because that's all mashup, saying you're not getting in the playoffs.
Oh, we didn't
damn.
have that. We didn't have
Damn.
that part.
Well, Kevin Durant was right when he was like, "Hey, you're not going to get that in the playoffs."
How come you're not eating the rest of that Buckeye I
I'm
gave
trying
you
to take it
I
easy.
brought from Cleveland?
I'm trying to take it easy here.
It's a good piece of chocolate.
It's a nice piece of chocolate, but I almost choked and died earlier.
I
He
saw
did.
that.
That was karma.
You know what? Maybe you need to rest today at the East Central. How about you tell him about that?
Well, before I tell you about the East Central, maybe I should pass things off over here.
I
to
was
Christopher.
back last night
Yeah.
with the giant hand. And let me tell you something.
Yeah, go ahead.
Even though I'm smaller now, I still need those medium towels to cover my privates. You know how that feels.
I do.
So the big towel you take right out of the shower, the little towels you're using as a washcloth, the middle towels cover your privates.
Right.
And it was so nice.
Soft. How
Very
soft are those towels?
They're so soft.
They're the best.
And then you get in that robe with
Yeah.
the middle towel still covering the privates.
Nice.
East Central Hotel. Entertainment. And Stephanie was with me last night. We had a great evening. And again, I went to Nixo Lounge just to have a soda water like
Nice.
you would.
See?
And Nixo was still amazing.
Yeah, incredible.
Incredible.
Listen, it's the location. You're right across the street from LA Live. If
Right.
you're going to go to the Grammy Museum, if you're going to go to a game, if you're going to go to a show, you are in the heart of LA. They
And
know
we're in
it
the
is-
Gretzky room.
Oh, you were in the Gretzky room last night?
And
The
then
great one.
guess what? I put my wallet, I put my phone on the giant hand.
Okay.
I didn't sit on it this time.
Well, probably because you're still sore.
Probably.
You know?
Which we'll get to in the 5 p.m. hour.
Okay.
But next week,
Yeah.
maybe,
Yep.
I'll sit on that hand again.
Oh, yeah, you will.
If it could handle me at the old weight, it's going to love this
Oh,
one.
it's going to love you.
It's going to love
They should
me.
have a scale on that hand. You know what I mean?
They need a scale in the gym because I have to weigh myself every morning, so I
Okay.
bring my own scale now.
Uh-huh. Oh,
so
you
that
travel
means I
with
could
scale.
I could weigh you in after I weigh me
Oh,
in.
I don't know if that's a good
But
idea.
I weigh in naked.
So do I.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, of course.
Tell people about the East Central.
The Central Hotel in downtown LA. It is the greatest location. Nixo, the lounge is unbelievable. You're going to love it. The towels are the softest you've ever felt in your life. And the people who work there and run it make it feel like home. The East Central Hotel in downtown LA is entertainment's capital.
The most followed sports radio station in
Travis,
the
we're
world.
here with Dawn Wilcox. She is the vice president of the Development Foundation here at Children's Hospital Los Angeles. And Dawn, you're the person behind the Make March Matter campaign. Tell us a little bit about what it is and what it does.
Yes, so Make March Matter was created to bring businesses in the community together in a way that would allow everyone to support the hospital that means so much to so many people here in Los Angeles. And we saw this opportunity to raise awareness and money for children's health, for Children's Hospital Los Angeles, and businesses just wanted a time of year that they could unite. And so March seemed to be a good month. There's, some nuances to springtime and the butterfly in our logo. And, it just seemed like a great time to bring everyone together and give them ways to give back.
Well, it's a wonderful, idea, and the way it's being executed is terrific. I know us here at ESPN 710 are incredibly excited to be a part of it, to get to auction off some of the experiences, whether it's going on a hike or going bowling or going to games or all the different things. It's just such a wonderful cause, and to get to be able to participate in it is really terrific.
And that is my favorite part about Make March Matter, is that everyone finds a way to get involved, and for ESPN to come and offer these opportunities up as a way to raise money is just incredible. It's creative, it's fun, it gives people a way to make the donation and get something fun in return, and that's really the spirit of the campaign.
And all of the money that's generated during the campaign goes directly here to CHLA.
It does. All the money raised goes to the Children's Fund, which is how we meet the most urgent needs of the hospital as we treat the most complex cases and the sickest kids and the families that may not have the means to cover the costs of that care. That's what the Children's Fund covers, and that's the money we're raising today.
It is a great cause. It is Make March Matter here at Children's Hospital Los Angeles. You can go to 710-4CHLA.com if you'd like to bid on one of the experiences and help a wonderful cause. Thanks, Dawn.
Thank you.
Unlimited welcome for just $25 a line per month with autopay plus taxes and fees. You'll also get the new iPhone 16 Pro, 4 of them for the entire family when you trade in up to 4 phones from our top brands. That's a new phone for everyone, only on the network you can count on. Verizon. Visit a store today. 20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply for phone offer. See Verizon.com for details.
We are live from Children's Hospital Los Angeles. Sedano and Cappy, producer Lindsay. The whole mishpucha is back together again. We're going to talk to a doc. He's a great doc. We'll talk to him in just a second. But on this day, or yesterday, March 16th, back in 1982, the #1 UK song. The group's name, Lindsay, is Tight Fit. Is that right? Lion Sleeps
there was
Tonight.
a lot of remixes of this
Originally
song.
done by the Tokens,
Right.
Cappy, in the 60s.
I was telling Chris, there's a whole documentary about this song.
And they call it Cardiac Simba now.
Is that what they call you, Cardiac Simba?
Well, we'll get to that later.
All right. Well, let's talk to the doc here, Georgie. What do you say about that?
Jonathan Santoro's here. Down syndrome regression disorder is what he'll chat with us about. He wants to talk some sports with us as well. But just tell us, for those that may not be familiar, what is Down syndrome regression disorder?
Yeah, so Down syndrome regression disorder is a condition that happens to otherwise healthy kids with Down syndrome. So they're happy, they're talking, they're having a great time. All of a sudden in the teen years, they have this developmental regression. So they stop talking, stop eating, stop being able to go to the bathroom by themselves. And for the longest time, it was this unknown condition, and nobody could figure out what was wrong with it.
So I've been reading a little bit about you and what you guys do here. You got to tell the story about the first time you work with a young patient who is essentially not talking, not moving, literally in a state of nothing almost, and then how the treatment completely changed this young person's life.
Yeah, sometimes I have to pinch myself to believe that this story actually happened.
Yeah,
but
tell us.
We had one individual that came in 2 years of just sitting, staring out the window, unable to do anything.
Wow.
And
How old a kid?
He was about 16 at the time.
Gotcha.
Family comes to be in the middle of COVID, so April 2020, everything's shut down. We're in the moon suits trying to, interact with our patients. And I just kept thinking to myself, family's telling me all a bit about this. And I said, well, if this kid didn't have Down syndrome, we'd be rushing him to the emergency room, doing $1 million workup. Why aren't we doing that?
Right.
And so we did. And then what we actually found was that when we did all of the testing, we found that there was inflammation as the cause for it. And it turns out it was actually a reversible condition.
Wow.
That was the first patient.
Just like what do we? I don't know what you mean exactly.
Yeah. So
I know what inflammation is. And I'm going to take some Tylenol or whatever to lower the inflammation. But the kid's sitting there, not moving, not talking. What inflammation?
Yeah. So inflammation, just like if you bump your arm and it starts to swell up,
Yeah.
same principle happens in your brain too. So inflammation there causes other symptoms that are neurologic.
Yeah.
And so all you have to do is really find a way to turn off that inflammation, and then people are getting
How long did that how long from the time the kid comes in where he's not moving, not talking, et cetera, to the diagnosis to the all of a sudden he's back?
Couple weeks. It was crazy.
Wow,
this young
that
man, the
quick.
second time I saw him, he ran down the hallway and gave me a hug.
Oh, man.
I mean, it was like I was actually getting to meet him the second time that I had actually seen him.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Cool stuff.
And is that part of the study that you guys published, you and your team here, or is there something more to that?
Yeah, so once we started seeing the same thing in more patients, the next step was, well, we've got to do a clinical trial on this. So we actually worked with the University of Colorado, got a $5 million grant from the National Institutes of Health, and now we're almost halfway through it, which is great, and we're getting to see those patients from all over the country get better.
So when you work with the University of Colorado, I mean, I have to ask, because most people listening would probably ask the same question, is Coach Prime involved in any of these conversations at all?
You know,
Deion Sanders, nothing?
to sell the study to potential participants, usually we don't have to do too much, but if we had Prime out, it would be a real game changer.
He would help.
Yeah, no doubt. You'd probably get more money for it.
Yeah, right. There you go.
The case. Well, we know you're a big sports fan. You mentioned that to us. Now, you grew up in New England.
Yep.
You went to school in New Orleans for 10 years. So I want to make sure I let the audience know you're a big Celtics fan.
Yeah.
And despite that, we still think you're great at what you do.
Thank you.
But you found yourself in a situation now because you have a young child growing up here in L.A. who's becoming a Laker fan, it seems like. What has that been like at the house?
Yeah, I mean, I have to take antacid every night before I go to bed just thinking about it. But my wife is from Los Angeles. She's from Torrance.
Yeah.
My son is starting to ask questions.
Yeah.
Like, can I go see a Lakers game? Can I get a jersey?
Yeah.
And, we got to. I would rather have him be a sports fan than have him
not be.
Not be.
All right, so was it recent, like, hey, Luka's here, I want one of those 77 jerseys?
Yeah, it's that definitely accelerated things. But, we show him Tatum, we show him Brown. Porzingis just came back from his illness. These are the things that I'm trying to supplement. But the games are on a little bit, too late for him. So
Yeah. So
what's it going to take to make you, though, go from lifelong? No, because here's what happens. You're
guys, here long enough, you say?
Guys like this.
Yeah, but that's not true.
No. This guy left New England at 18 years old.
Yeah.
He's down in New Orleans for the next 14 years of school.
Yeah.
Okay, he comes out to L.A. He's married to an L.A. girl.
Yeah.
Kid wants to be an L.A. fan. Before you know it, he's a Laker fan himself.
No, there's a lot of house divided.
It kind of works like that, too. So I'll say this, right? New Orleans for 10 years, I became a Saints fan.
Right.
But
okay.
if the Patriots were to play the Saints, no question, I'm still Patriots.
Oh,
So
there you
I can like the other teams, but there's something special about that Celtics-Lakers.
Yeah, I don't know if you can like one of the. You
I
can't
don't
like
know.
them both. It's not how that works.
Chargers I can get around, Clippers I can get around, Lakers is that's a whole nother level. I don't know.
No, you should just stay a Saints fan.
Yeah, that I can deal with.
Forget about Chargers. I mean, you had Drew Brees. You had the prime of Drew Brees' career.
Hey, we had Lombardi Gras when they were there. That was the greatest moment of my life.
Oh, I can't even
As far as
imagine.
celebrations go.
Lombardi Gras.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's funny, if you want to go back, you can Google these. Some of the best sports stories I've ever read were when the Saints won the Super Bowl. You had so many journalists there, obviously, kind of documenting the situation. And, yeah, like, it just, you can hear, like, them and read them interviewing people about the fact that they never thought in their wildest dreams that the Saints, who, remember, as you and I know because we're older, were the Aints for so long, would actually win a Super Bowl.
The other thing is that one of the all-time great sports moments of anything I've ever been to was the night that the Saints played the Falcons when they came back from Katrina.
The Gleason blocked punt.
Right, because you two played in the pregame. I was standing right down there on the field.
Yeah.
Gleason blocks the punt, and I think the building is going to blow off. I mean, I think the roof is going to blow off this building because I've never heard a building louder than what happened in that first play or that first series that night.
Now, look, Saints fans, I'll say this. They are the most passionate fan base I've ever been around, and you could feel it. When they won the Super Bowl, I mean, that city woke up. Yeah. I mean, it was something I can't even describe.
Yeah, it was great this year. I was down there for the Super Bowl. New Orleans is a great city.
Yeah.
Love it. In fact, I was just telling George, my daughter didn't want to fly back from L.A. to New Orleans. She took a train.
2 days.
2 days, 46 hours on a train to get back to New Orleans.
Nice scenic route, though.
L.A. to New Orleans. It goes from L.A. to New Orleans and turns around and goes New Orleans back to L.A. on a train.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
I did not.
You should take the train.
Next time you want to go back and visit your alma mater.
Right, there you go.
Dr. Santoro, thank you so much for stopping by. We appreciate everything you guys do here at CHLA, you as well, specifically what you do for these young people and certainly young people in need and all the research that you guys have done. And we are so proud to be here on your Make March Matter campaign. So thanks again for stopping by.
Yeah, thank you for having me, guys.
Way to go, Doc.
Yes, sir. All right, we will pause real quick, take a quick break, More here from CHLA. Maybe we'll chit-chat a little bit about what's going on. We mentioned the Lakers just a second ago with Doc. Kind of continue that conversation. They had a nice win against the Suns yesterday, so we'll keep that going here on 710 ESPN.
All right, let me talk to everybody for a minute here about seller's advantage. And everybody who's here right now, listen to me. If anybody here is contemplating selling their home, just think about this for a second. Okay, maybe this doesn't apply to you, but if it does, seller's advantage, here's what they do. You're going to find this impressive. They're going to come to your house, and they're going to make you a competitive cash offer. So they know what the comps are in the neighborhood, and they're going to walk through your house, and they're going to go, okay, you don't have to paint. You don't have to clean the carpets. You don't have to fix the hole in the wall. You don't have to put in a new garage door. Nothing. We will buy the house as is. And all you have to do is call this number, 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-AS-IS, to get that no-obligation cash offer. So you can visit their website, sellersadvantage.com. That's also a really easy way to get things done. But when you start to hear or read the reviews of what sellers have had to say, here's a guy named Chris Chavez, real Seller's Advantage customer, and he said, and I'll quote, Seller's Advantage was definitely the best company I've worked with. They offered me more than I expected, and the whole process was great. They were helpful, always answered the phone. They were willing to help. He said, I can't say enough about the experience, much better than going through a realtor. 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747, or sellersadvantage.com.
Guys, George Sedano here with Dr. Amatruda here at CHLA, and of course you specialize in children's cancer research. And what can you tell us about all the technological advances that have been made in regards to cancer research for children?
Sure, George. Thanks for the question. You know, it's a really exciting time in treating children with cancer. Our treatments are getting better than ever before. Currently, we can cure more than 3/4 of kids with cancer. We want to do even better. So how do we make up that difference? Well, one way is trying new ideas, and a couple of them are new ways to deliver medicines that are more specific or targeted to the tumor cells. Maybe we can do less off-tumor side effects. The other big one is training the patient's immune system to tackle cancer. This is a really exciting advance. Imagine taking a patient's own immune cells and teaching them to attack the cancer cells, giving them back. This has proved to be incredibly effective for leukemias, the blood cancer in children, but now we've got to make it work in all types of cancers, and that's the research we're doing right now.
Well, you guys are the leaders, certainly, in cancer research for children here in the western part of the United States, and we thank you so much for the time today.
Thank you very much.
What you need to know is still a thing? I guess let's do it. 1 minute after 4 o'clock.
Yep.
Live from Children's Hospital, Los Angeles. It is Make March Matter. Go to 710-4, not the number 4, but the letter FOR, CHLA.com. You could bid on fabulous experiences, like experiencing dinner with Sedano and Cappy. Bid on that auction.
A lot of wine on that dinner.
Or how about what I want?
Who's paying for that?
I don't know.
The station, right?
It doesn't matter anymore.
But that's what I'm saying. We can get a couple bottles of wine.
I think Richard may have donated the dinner, and if so, he may not understand the damage that is coming his way.
That's
Richard Navarro from Fleming.
Right.
Yeah, that's why DeAndre and I want to tag along.
Can you imagine how miserable Cappy will be if Lindsay's there?
We get a seafood tower.
I have DeAndre.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Get a seafood tower. Get a bottle of, we'll different kinds of wine. We'll do like a nice cab, like a California cab.
Oh, at seafood towers, they get watery. There's so much ice.
Maybe we'll do like an old world, wine.
Something a little more old world.
Yeah, I've been saying. I talked Greg about Brunello's not too long ago.
Okay.
While you've been gone.
Oh man.
When you came.
Oh, Brunello's. I thought you meant Bruno's.
different kind. Yeah.
Oh man. All right. It is time for what you need to know, Sedano. Is it
Yeah, brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times. Less than 90 minutes from wherever you are.
I haven't said this in over a month. Take it away, Pretty 7Z.
Thanks, Christopher. All right, so earlier this week, the LA Sparks announced that they were looking for male practice players and were holding an open workout to find suitable male players, to practice with the women's team.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to be part of that...
Cap and Rachel got a whole list of male players, if need possible.
Saturday, April 12th, from 10 to 12 p.m. at El Camino College. All you have to do is go look at LA Sparks on Twitter, and you can find the waiver there where you can register and fill it out. I think that DeAndre, this is a calling.
I text in our group text immediately. I'm like, DeAndre's got a rep for the team, but apparently he's not going to be in town.
Wait a second. I just have a question. Point of information here. You're telling me that we've tried to get DeAndre to be a pro football player.
Yep.
He gained like 40 pounds for that, and nobody's done anything with it, okay? Then we tried to get him to become a pro wrestler.
Yep.
We had Tony Khan in the studio, and we were trying to get him all set up
you
with
missed
AEW.
that promo, Chris. That was a great promo by DeAndre.
Was it good?
And then,
DeAndre made it or Mario?
DeAndre, no.
DeAndre cut it like a wrestling promo.
Yeah, DeAndre, you got to do that real quick for Chris.
Well, can you recreate it that quickly on the fly? I mean, I don't know.
I mean, he was memorizing it pretty
All I
good.
said was, look at here, Tony. You're looking at 255 pounds of twisted steel sex appeal, man. You want me to go on that top rope and jump down? I got you. You want me to go on top of the cage? I got you. Anything you need, I am your guy.
Right.
I like that.
So it was pretty good. And he was like, and my favorite part was when he told him, looky here.
And
you
he
know what I
stood
mean?
up.
That was like my favorite part. Looky here. And he stood up. and Tony Khan was like, bro, you don't have to sell me. I'm a big fan of yours already.
Oh, beautiful.
Tony was a huge fan.
He's a big Sedano Kap guy.
So just to be clear, we tried to get DeAndre to be an NFL football player.
Right.
We haven't gone anywhere with that. We've tried to get him to become an AEW wrestler. We haven't done much with that. And now we're trying to get DeAndre to become a female basketball player in the WNBA.
No, not a female basketball player, a practice player.
Whatever happened with the bit with intern Jerry and him playing basketball?
Jerry fell off, DeAndre
What happened
said.
in intern Jerry? Yeah, what happened to that?
Well, I think
Jerry's
the
still around?
He said he
I haven't
fell
seen
off.
him in ages.
The intern class ended, I think.
Oh, I haven't seen Jerry in a long time.
Well, I mean, DeAndre also said he needs to beat Mateo in a shootout first before he could play
Correct.
DeAndre. So.
Oh, okay.
So wait, what's the
Mateo,
date?
your son, who's amazing already.
He's 6.
What's the date on this whole thing?
April 12th, Saturday.
Cappy, are you going to try to do it?
Well, hold on.
You should show
So
up.
Cameron Brink on her podcast actually had if we could find, I just saw this yesterday too. I had a lot of time on my flight from Cleveland. But she had like a funny quip on some podcast. I don't know if it was hers. I'm guessing it was hers. Everybody's got a podcast now. And
yeah, Cappy.
You don't.
He used to.
I used to many years ago. I'm out of the podcast.
You're done with the podcast.
I was in the podcast game before people were in the podcast game.
Really?
But yeah, she actually made like a funny quip about like I got a bunch of dudes in my mentions saying I want to back down Cameron Brink.
Yeah. Would you like to go try out?
No, they'll school me.
Wait. Hold on. We get to play against the Sparks?
You're going to practice against the Sparks.
Yeah, no, but I thought you had to make it past a certain place before they let you on the floor with their pro athletes.
You have to try out first before they even let you practice.
Right, so when we try out on April 12th, we don't actually get to play against Cameron Brink.
Not yet,
Okay.
I don't believe.
All right.
Maybe
So
some of them will be there.
Is that what you need to know?
Yes.
Okay, 710-4CHLA.com. Now, here's the thing.
All right, tell us.
Many of our teammates thought I was going to die. Many people. Many of the doctors thought I was going to die.
I don't want to say who. I
knew we were in trouble.
Sedano already gave me the list. And don't worry, I haven't forgotten.
Oh, yeah, because there's one person in particular who chewed my ear one night in the suite. And he said, do you think he's coming back? And I said, 1,000% he's coming back.
Right.
And this guy said to me, or this girl, I'm not sure.
yeah, uh-huh.
This person said to me, I don't think he's coming back. And I said, wait, you mean like you don't think he's going to be alive?
Right.
Or you don't think he's actually coming back to work? He said, I'm questioning whether or not he's going to be alive.
Oh, it is a final, literally.
And then I'm pretty sure he's not coming back to work. This person, I have not gone up to him or her to say, hey, you've been proven wrong. You know, miracle
That's
man.
odd because I saw you talk to Tommy and Greg today.
And you think it was both of them?
No, I'm just joking. I just wanted to flush you out and see if that was true.
No,
well, because you know that he's the weakest link.
Yeah,
in
of
that
course,
regard.
of course.
It's him or her.
He's quivering. I can see his lips quivering.
It's him or her.
Yeah. So anyway, you can bid rather.
Yes.
On our silent auction items, 710FORCHLA.com. That's 710FORCHLA.com.
How are we doing on the
All
dinner?
going for a great cause.
How much
here
is
at
the dinner?
CHLA.
How much is the dinner right now?
It's at 800.
800.
800 for dinner with Cappy?
That's
Wow.
still pretty low.
Probably dinner with me.
That's pretty low.
It's still low.
Still. But remember, there is a guy
Armand.
I'm going to shout him out. His name is Armand.
Yeah, he's a big Sedano and Kap guy.
No D at the end of it.
Armand.
Just Armand.
Yeah.
Armand says, and this is by
so like the Brad Pitt vampire in Interview with a Vampire. Armand.
Very much so.
Great movie.
Here's what he says.
Oh, no, it wasn't. No, Armand was Antonio Banderas.
Oh, Antonio Banderas.
Remember? Armand!
Which movie was that?
Interview with a Vampire. Antonio Banderas.
I don't remember that scene.
Oh, dude, he was like the bad vampire.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I was young.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
Good movie.
Yeah.
Except for Tom Cruise. He was terrible in it.
Well, what are you going to do? He was great in Vanilla Sky, which I watched several times once I got back home.
Oh, really? How many times you watched that?
Well, I had a whole Vanilla Sky thing going on. It's fine.
Okay.
Keep going.
Armand hit me up on my DMs on LinkedIn.
Did he slide? He slid in them.
In LinkedIn.
Oh, LinkedIn DM.
It's different. It's different when you DM somebody
it's not
on
the same
LinkedIn.
slide.
Not the same slide.
It didn't feel the same.
Exactly right.
It's like got a professional vibe, right?
And he says,
I know how that goes. 5 p.m. We'll talk about that.
He says, hey, Cappy, I'm the guy responsible for bringing up the bid for dinner with you and Sedano on the CHLA auction. So he says, look, it started at $60. I wasn't going to have that. He got it up to $500. He says, I'm going to win it unless it gets ridiculous, and I'm still the current highest bidder. We're having dinner, dude. Now,
right, but that was when it was $750. It's now $800.
$800.
Yeah. So, Armand, you may have to step your game up.
Armand, what are you doing? I'm gonna slide into his DMs on LinkedIn.
Slide in there. So here's the thing. No experience was made for me because people
we
thought
didn't know if you'd be around.
Everybody thought you were going to die.
I mean, you were like DeMar Hamlin.
Well, no, he's with the Bucks.
Right, but I'm saying,
he came back from the dead, remember?
Oh, okay, yeah. So here's the thing.
Re-signed a new
A
deal
live
with the
imaging Tuesday in the summer. Now, this is going to start this week after some of these other ones end. You have to bid to spend a live imaging Tuesday the entire 9 hours with me at the radio station. You can be on every show. You can press the flesh in person.
Yeah.
Maybe our friends from Kraft will bring up some lunch, sodium-free for me. Do they have sodium-free meat?
I don't know if they do.
It's
but
not
if
easy to find meat that's without salt.
You get the Lazy Dog. I bet you they can go sodium-free.
Maybe. I don't know.
They got raisins.
That was like my last meal, that meal with you.
Yeah.
And everything crashed after that.
That's what happened. The last meal. Yeah.
The next day I woke up and I was like swollen, and then we had a problem.
I knew something was up when I had spoken to him on like a Friday, and then I texted him on like a Sunday.
Well, that's when I was out.
Yeah, and then I didn't hear back. I'm like, oh, that's not good.
That wasn't good.
Yeah.
So
what happened that Tuesday
let's
night?
not get into that.
No,
let's
important.
wait till no.
Oh, wait, we're waiting till 5 o'clock?
No, that's about the catheter.
Oh, the caboose catheter.
The caboose catheter.
Okay, gotcha.
But live image, what do you guys think about that? What should the bid be for an entire 9 hours live imaging Tuesday?
Well, what's minimum wage here in the state of California? $15?
I think it's more than that. I think it might be $16.
No, but the starting
it's
bid
17 now, right?
Is it 15 times 9?
George,
17?
George, you have any auctioneering skills?
17 times. I mean, sure, why not?
Let me hear you try and do this. You ready?
So 150 should be the minimum.
All right, $150
to be on the radio with me
for 9 hours
and get to meet you.
Where it starts.
And Cappy.
That's where it starts.
Cappy, yeah.
Go ahead, 150. So
and
so
John.
And we're starting here at 150 for Christopher, and you get to do live imaging.
I'm not
Tuesday.
taking less than $2,000.
Can I see 160, 160, 160?
No. Go up more than that.
No, you got to start with.
No.
With
the circle should be able to raise
you know how to
money.
Be an auctioneer?
I have auctioneered many auctions.
So let's hear you. Let's like the auctioneer from Eyes Wide Shut.
Here goes. You ready? Here goes. I'm going to start off like this. You ready? We've got $150 in the room. We've got $150, but we're looking for $250. We've got $250 over here. Now we're looking for $300. $300 over here. $300 over here. Now we've got $400. $400 over here. Now I'm looking for $500. I'm looking for $500. I've got $500 right here. I've got $500. Now I'm looking for $750. I've got $700. Can I find $750? Where's $750 in the room? There's $750 right there. Thank you so much, sir. $750 right over here to this gentleman. Now I'm looking for $1,000. Where's $1,000 in the room? I've got $750 going once. Where's $1,000? I've got $750 going twice. Here's $1,000. Thank you, miss. $1,000 to this young lady right here.
You're going to pay $1,000 to do what with me?
Pick it up with me. Now go ahead. Your turn.
No, I don't want to go anymore.
So that will be later.
You know why?
I'm sweating.
Because you were sweating.
Schwitzing.
The veins were popping out of your neck. I don't want to go that
You don't want to do that.
You are a pro, though, Cappy.
So that's later.
I don't
You've
want to
done
go
this
that
before.
You don't want to go that far.
I got a game on Wednesday.
Oh,
I can't
all
be
right. I understand.
That's later this week.
Conserve my voice.
But again, the experiences with the people that you didn't think were going to die, those end tonight at midnight. So get to 710-4CHLA.com, like the John Ireland James Worthy experience. I want to outbid that and win that just to annoy John.
Right. Well,
and
John,
now I found out I get a guest. So who does John hate more?
How much?
You on the golf course for 18 holes or Bergman?
Wait, how much is it right
Bergman?
now? How much is that? How much is it?
Bergman actually plays golf.
1,800.
1,800?
Yeah.
I've got $1,800 over here. I've got 1,800. Now I'm looking for two. I'm looking for two. I've got 1,800. I'm looking for two. I'm looking for two. Where can I find two in the room? Can I find 1,850? 1,850. Here's 1,850 right here to George Sedano.
Have you done this before?
Maybe once or twice.
In San Diego?
Many times.
Was it on Stable Wars?
Many times.
With Wolfman Jack, like you annoyed my father that night when you came to the house?
What was that all about?
What do you mean? When I was a patient, he's like, "Hey, did you see the story about Wolfman Jack?" My dad's like looking at me like, "What?"
Well, no, because here's why. Here's what I was thinking. I was like, Mucho, how about we get Mucho airtime? You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, if Wolfman Jack,
yeah, he's
but
retired.
He's come back from the dead.
His son or him?
Wolfman Jack.
Oh, me. I thought you meant me.
No, I'm saying that if Wolfman can be dead and still be on the radio, then certainly Mucho alive can be on the radio.
I don't think Mucho wants to be on the radio.
I think Mucho should be back on the radio.
days are done.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think he's done with it.
I think there's a whole new market for oldies out there.
Okay.
Well, that could be.
See?
We should do oldies on this station, honestly.
Are we getting an FM?
No.
Oh.
We might have lose the AM eventually, too. Anyway, 710-4CHLA.com. Go on there and bid for fabulous items, please. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's a doc coming up next.
There is a doc.
I think it's the MRI
Dr. John
doc.
Detterich, yeah.
I was in an MRI several times.
I would imagine so.
Yeah, I was.
All right, well, we'll talk to Dr. Detterich here in just a moment. We're here at CHLA for the Make March Matter campaign. You heard about the auction items. You can go and bid on those, 710-4CHLA.com. That's the word, F-O-R, 710-FOR-CHLA.com. We'll be back in a moment.
Don't miss Travis and DeMarco.
It's T-Raj and D-Far.
For your hand, you can get a buff and go and just basically have...
DeMarco. I'm not getting the buff and go.
By U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Hey guys, it's Cap. Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They won't approve a replacement living arrangement, and the adjuster leaves you in the lurch. Take a breath and call Avner Gatt, one of Southern California's largest public adjuster firms. Avner Gatt knows how to fight back when your insurance company makes you feel like a criminal, leaving you with no hope of getting into your home and getting it all back together. With decades of experience and a passion for helping people, Avner and his family take the call themselves. So whether you have a toilet overflow, a broken water line, a burst supply line, a broken fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is, you call Avner Gatt today at 818-917-5256, or you go to avnergatt.com. It's 818-917-5256 or avnergatt.com. You call, Avner answers, he says hello. Your claim is our game, avnergatt.com.
It's the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event at Carden Alleyway Hyundai Corona. Get 2.99% APR financing for 72 months on a new 2025 Hyundai Santa Fe, Tucson, or Elantra. Plus, drive with confidence with America's best warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty, and Hyundai's assurance program. Visit us off the 91 freeway or at CardenAlleyWayHyundai.com. On approved credit, 0 security deposit, 72 payments of $1,519 per $1,000 financed. Expires 03/31/2025.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
For a limited time at Verizon, you can get our best price ever. That's 4 lines on unlimited welcome for just $25 a line per month with autopay plus taxes and fees. You'll also get the new iPhone 16 Pro, 4 of them for the entire family when you trade in up to 4 phones from our top brands. That's a new phone for everyone, only on the network you can count on. Verizon. Visit a store today. 20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply for phone offer. See Verizon.com for details.
Evan Cohen here. Picking a place to build a life is a lot like selecting a draft pick. Make a decision that will set you up for long-term success. Pick Wisconsin. In Wisconsin, you'll find dynamic career opportunities, beautiful seasons, affordable living, and legendary weekends. From its high quality of life and great schools to its fine arts, culinary, and pro sports scenes, Wisconsin gives you so much to look forward to. That's why you should pick Wisconsin. Learn more about making Wisconsin your home. Visit pickwisconsin.com.
After 4 o'clock, Sedano and Kap, the LA Afternoon Drive Takeover. We are live from Children's Hospital, Los Angeles, 710-4CHLA.com.
And Dr. Detterich is here with us.
I didn't do the, hold on, can I do the OTD at least?
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
You're going to get my blood pressure up.
Well, we don't want
well,
that.
No, but that's okay. We got Dr. Detterich.
Well,
right
you're in the right place,
you
if
know?
your blood
right.
pressure.
I almost choked earlier today. I was like, in my mind, I was like, at least I'm in a hospital.
Happy 34th birthday to Hosier.
Oh, Hosier, yeah.
That did this song. Well, it's important because DeAndre never heard of this song, but that was in that LeBron ad, remember?
Yeah. Oh, yeah?
Like 12 years ago in the NBA
Finals? It was
Finals?
in the Beats commercial, yeah.
Yeah. Remember that?
You ain't know nothing about no Hosier.
He doesn't know about Hosier.
No, nothing about no Hosier.
You don't remember the commercial, D, when he was doing, it was like when Beats made the smaller ones, like their AirPods or whatever.
I believe I do. Yeah, I gotta look it up.
No, you don't believe anything.
Yeah.
You don't,
He's
wrong.
pretending he knows.
Yeah. Doesn't sound like you believe
You
it.
don't know nothing about
I gotta
no
be
Hosier.
honest with you.
He was running the streets 12 years ago.
I defend you at every turn, but that didn't sound very believable.
No, not convincing.
Now
at
you
all.
can get to the docs, you know.
Dr. Detterich is with us here. Thank you, Christopher.
Are we pronouncing that right, Doctor?
Yes.
All right, hold on.
Let's turn his microphone.
Turn on the
That's our
microphone.
fault.
Yeah, Tulsa.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us. So, first of all, thank you so much for having us here.
It was awesome.
It is an incredible opportunity for us to even be associated with you guys in your Make March Matter campaign. Thank you again for having us. What can we talk about in regards to what it is you're doing with MRIs? Because I want to make sure that people understand. Because people think MRI, Christopher just talked about he had a stint in the hospital. He got an MRI done. People think, oh, I had an athletic injury. I get an MRI done. But what you guys are doing with MRIs is a little different.
Yeah. So we just opened our new imaging center. It's first of its kind in the United States. And the reason it's the first of its kind is we have 2 magnets that just arrived and are online now. We have a standard sort of workhorse magnet, which is 1.5 Tesla. It's a standard magnetic strength. But we also have a lower field magnet, which is we're the first children's hospital in the United States to open one of those. And so I think, the 1.5 Tesla is great. It's our workhorse, like I said. We're scanning on it right now, as a matter of fact. But the low field magnet's going to open up a whole world of possibilities for imaging in pediatrics. It's pretty amazing.
What can you do with the lower field version of it?
Yeah, so a few things. So the environment that the magnet is in is very well suited for children. It's quieter because it's a lower field strength. It's a larger bore, so it's bigger, so people don't have that feeling of going into this tight space.
And trapped, right?
Yeah. And so it's better for the kids for the silence and the larger bore size. The other thing is that we have video goggles, so kids can watch movies while they're sitting in the scanner.
Oh, wow.
So, for a long time, everybody thought, oh, well, under age 10, you'd have to put them under anesthesia, but we're scanning kids as young as 5, 6 years old awake.
Yeah.
And so this is all better for younger people, is that right? Because maybe like less radiation, is that the story?
Absolutely. And so a lot of the things that we do diagnostically have always depended on x-rays, and x-rays are radiation.
Mm-hmm.
And so the MRI affords us the ability to get better imaging, more detail in the heart, and with no radiation.
Tell us more about the heart imaging, though, and the cardiac imaging there.
Yeah, so MRI, we've been imaging hearts in MRI for the better part of probably 20 or 30 years. But as the technology has gotten better, we've been able to image the heart better. And the thing about the heart is that it's in motion. It's always moving. It's always beating. And so it's putting together pictures almost like a flip book. So it has to take individual pictures, and then you sort of stitch them together, and then it runs like a flip book. The low field magnet that we just installed actually can run a lot faster, and we can actually get closer to real-time imaging of the child's heart.
You guys, I don't actually know what your specialty is. Like, what is it that you call what kind of doctor are you?
Yeah, so I'm a pediatric cardiologist.
Okay, so then as a pediatric cardiologist, when you do this imaging and you see the heart, do you read this, or like does somebody else, like a radiologist, have to now go read this stuff, or can you actually do it yourself?
Oh, good question. No, we do it ourselves. So the pediatric cardiologists are the ones who read the cardiac MRIs here.
Okay. And so because you're a pediatric cardiologist, does that mean that you don't know anything about adult hearts?
We know enough.
You do.
We know enough.
Okay, because our friend over here, we almost lost him.
Yeah.
Due to some heart issues,
Oh.
So maybe we might have to talk to you offline a little bit. He's into a low sodium diet now. Do you suggest a low sodium diet?
Always.
Really?
Always.
Are you on a low sodium diet?
I try to be. Being on it and trying to be on it are two different things.
I always love that when doctors are like, don't smoke. But hold on, I'm going to go out for a smoke. You know what I mean? Like like you're supposed to do all these things, but not everybody does everything they're supposed to do.
I do think that also this low-field MRI machines as well, though, are for kids specifically. You already mentioned kind of the noise, how much larger. I mean, it's such a terrifying experience for adults,
God,
to go to an MRI machine. For a child, you can't even imagine what that must feel like.
Yeah, so putting the video goggles on and allowing the kids to watch a movie, you do that. We actually do that before they actually go in the bore, so they almost don't even know that they're in there.
Right.
We have specialists who are trained to help kids get through the experience. They come before and they talk to them about what it's going to be like to be in the magnet. They can show them the magnet, and so the kids are a little bit more calm and comforted before they get in there.
Hey Doc, are you into the NCAA basketball tournament at all?
Yeah.
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 Who's your team?
Well, USC didn't make it, so
USC's
unfortunately.
out, but you're a UC Irvine alum too, right?
I am UC Irvine alum.
Anteaters didn't make it in.
They didn't, but they made it
a couple of years ago. They had a big upset.
They did.
Yep,
right.
Yep, that was great. That was a lot. That was a lot of fun
so
to
you got
watch.
no USC.
Yeah.
You got no Irvine.
Well, USC women's, by the way.
Okay.
They're the one seed.
So on the women's side, USC women, absolutely.
Okay.
And then for the men's side, Marquette. I was actually in Wisconsin, in Milwaukee, when Dwayne Wade was there with Travis Diener and Scott Novak, and it was a lot of fun going to those games.
Yeah, they had a great run to the Final Four. They beat Kentucky on the way there.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Marquette is your team now.
Yep.
Okay. Now I have yet to really jump in on the brackets. Okay. Where's Marquette? What's their story? Do you have any idea? Because I don't.
I think they had a good season, kind of a little up and down.
Okay. So are they even in? I mean, I literally.
They're in.
No, they're in.
Oh, they're in.
Okay.
They're in.
I've not
I
yet
don't
studied
remember
the
their
field.
seed. I think they might be a 10 seed, but don't quote me on that.
Yeah, they're in that 7-10 game. So they're either the 7 or the 10.
Yeah.
All right. So you got Marquette. You got no Anteaters.
Yep.
You got no SC.
I mean, the Anteaters don't make the tournament that often.
No,
the fact that they got in and they had a big upset like 5 or 6 years ago is pretty darn impressive.
I'm kind of rooting for a big upset here now because UCSD beat them. And this is their first time going from Division II to Division I and being eligible to even make it. And, we think UC, the next thing that comes out of your mouth might be LA. And UCSD, no one's ever heard of these guys before. And they pulled this, this shocker. And they wind up making it into the NCAA tournament. I think they're playing. I think it's a 13-5 matchup, George. And I think they're playing against Michigan, who's only like a 2.5-point favorite. So you're looking for the underdog. You're looking for the Cinderella of the tournament. A team making it in for the first time. UCSD beats UC Irvine to get in. I like that story.
Oh, I do too. I actually really, you know what? I will root for UC San Diego as they're going through.
And Marquette is the 7-10 game. They're the 7 seed.
Who's they playing?
New Mexico. In the first round. Yeah. So there you have it.
Okay.
And that'll be on the 21st. So there you go. You can watch that. And let me see. 4:25 local. I mean, you could probably catch it in the car or something like that. I don't know how late you normally stay here, but
it depends on the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'll just put it up in my office.
There you go.
Yeah, you'll be like reading imaging and watching basketball. Pay attention to the imaging, Doc.
Yes.
All right.
Of course.
Dr. Detterich, thank you so much for letting us be a part of this today, and thank you so much for the time.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, what a pleasure, man.
There it is.
Awesome.
Very nice
Way
to meet
go
you.
with what you do, man. Awesome.
All right, Cappy, we have got a couple of more minutes here before we get going because I got to talk about my friend Jacob and Ronnie, obviously, who's a big part of the community here. And sports is full of rivalries, Cappy, as we've talked about. Teams usually kick it up a notch in these rivalry games. But our guy, Jacob and Ronnie, his rival, very simple, the insurance company. When you get into an accident, you call them at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. Tell them Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 sent you. But that's okay because Jacob has scouted the competition, knows what they're going to try to do. Jacob is able to construct and counteract their attempts to lowball you, and you don't have to pay a penny out of pocket. That's right. Jacob is able to get you the settlement that you deserve and get you absolutely everything you want out of this case, okay? You pay absolutely nothing until you win the case. Jacob has been doing this since the 90s. Experience matters, guys, when you're dealing with insurance companies. So you get into that accident, you call Jacob right away at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 sent you. Don't take that chance. Call Jacob. Let him continue to beat his rival on your behalf. Call him at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. 844-24-JACOB. Or visit him online at calljacob.com.
Quinton Byfield just won't stop scoring. Saturday night in Los Angeles, he scored the game-winning goal in overtime to beat the Nashville Predators.
Byfield in right wing with Kempe, who skates down the wall. Pressure there by Vrana. Kempe gets it back, center pass. Byfield scores! Quinton Byfield wins the game in overtime, and it's goals in 6 straight games for QB. An overtime winner, and the Kings win it 1-0 here in downtown LA.
Tonight, Byfield and the Kings are back on the road as they visit the Minnesota Wild. Don't miss the action. Listen live at 5 p.m. Pacific on the brand new ESPN LA app.
Guys, George Sedano here with Dr. Amatruda here at CHLA, and of course you specialize in children's cancer research. And what can you tell us about all the technological advances that have been made in regards to cancer research for children?
Sure, George. Thanks for the question. You know, it's a really exciting time in treating children with cancer. Our treatments are getting better than ever before. Currently, we can cure more than 3/4 of kids with cancer. We want to do even better. So how do we make up that difference? Well, one way is trying new ideas, and a couple of them are new ways to deliver medicines that are more specific or targeted to the tumor cells. Maybe we can do less off-tumor side effects. The other big one is training the patient's immune system to tackle cancer. This is a really exciting advance. Imagine taking a patient's own immune cells and teaching them to attack the cancer cells, giving them back. This has proved to be incredibly effective for leukemias, the blood cancer in children, but now we've got to make it work in all types of cancers, and that's the research we're doing right now.
Well, you guys are the leaders, certainly, in cancer research for children here in the western part of the United States, and we thank you so much for the time today.
Thank you very much.
Clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Welcome to TGL, presented by SoFi, golf's newest league. It's sharp and it's electric. How is it sharp? How is it electric? Good questions. Try this on for size. 2 hours of hammer-dropping, overtime, forcing, playoffs on the line, golf. With 24 of the best players from the PGA Tour, split into 6 teams. Atlanta, Boston, Jupiter, LA, New York, and the Bay. This isn't your average Sunday pickup game. Tune in every week for TGL matches, only on ESPN. Keep up. It's golf.
Southland. Sedano and Kap, live from Children's Hospital Los Angeles, as we raise money like modern day Jerry Lewis doing a telethon. It's Radio Tinder time. Now, it's her birthday yesterday, March 16th. This is the theme song from White Lotus Season 1.
Right.
Was there a different theme song for Season 2?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. She's 39 today. Alexandra Daddario?
Yep.
I didn't see it for Season 1.
Oh, she was great.
Was she?
Yeah. She was like the pretty trophy wife.
Oh, like Sedano.
He is pretty.
He is pretty.
He is pretty.
He just was like...
He is my trophy wife.
Is he?
He is. And I adore him.
Do you?
Yeah, he's so cute.
You can follow her at Lindsay Baseball on Twitter or Instagram. I almost said don't forget about our sponsor, but... yeah.
You forgot
no sponsor.
I spoke, but they all reached out over the hospital.
I had dinner with them.
Oh, yeah. Our friends from Tequila Mondal.
Hey, by the way, White Lotus, real quick.
We may have a new sponsor, by the way, for Radio Tinder.
Radio Tequila Mondal?
No, it might not be Tequila Mondal.
Oh, okay.
Might be somebody else.
Oh, really?
That's what I heard. It's word on the street.
Could be cited.
Not going to be cited.
Nah, I don't think so.
No.
I don't think
He
so.
wouldn't sponsor your segment, although apparently these two have breakfast now.
Me and Cap are cool. We're
They're
cool.
breakfast?
We're cool.
I didn't know there was breakfast.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Let me just say something. White Lotus.
Trying to backdoor you, Sedano.
Like the doctor did.
Good luck. Many
That's
have
in the
tried.
5 o'clock hour.
Good luck. Many have tried.
Yeah, Keyshawn now gets watched by like 10,000 people. A month.
The White Lotus.
That didn't take long for me to get a key.
No, you got it in there. Anybody here watching White Lotus other than me and Lindsay?
No, not me, buddy.
Let me tell you
I
something.
want to watch it. I just haven't.
It's very good.
I got into
Chris,
something new.
It's your kind of show, actually. You would love the show.
Don't watch it.
Listen,
don't watch
it's a
White
lot
Lotus.
of debauchery.
Don't watch White Lotus.
It's all
It's not good for
debauchery.
your heart. Trust me when I tell you, it is not good for your heart. Season 3, episode 5 last night.
Oh, it was a banger.
You guys watching White Lotus? Dude, it's so bad.
Are you doing a spoiler?
It's no spoiler.
You can't do that
It's
now because
so
people
bad.
stream.
It's so good. What do you mean it's so bad?
It's so stressful. I can't even take it.
But you love it.
Yeah, I do.
And you will watch every episode.
And I will say this: Reacher on fire.
I got a Reacher in the hospital.
You did? Did you?
We'll have that in the 5 o'clock.
Yeah, Reacher on fire.
Yeah.
And
You know what I got into during this whole thing? Ted Lasso.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Okay. Well,
Ted Lasso and season 4 is
Apparently he's
up.
coming back.
Well, next year it looks like. Perhaps.
Woohoo!
And check out House of David. Have you seen House of David yet?
No, he doesn't sell well.
No, it's good.
Oh, that David.
That House
different
of David.
yeah.
House
Sorry,
of David.
that joke didn't land.
No, it landed.
Didn't land like we thought.
I got it.
It could have landed, but
So it's Radio Tinder time. Do we still do like swipe left, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's swipe.
Well, you've been gone so long.
I know.
So long.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So, a man who has refused to move his annual leave for a mom who just found out when her kids' school holidays are is getting a lot of flack on the Am I the A-hole Reddit.
Oh, boy.
So this guy's kid-free, and this woman that he works with argued that he should be more flexible because, she wants to take off that week because that's when her kids are on vacation. But he said, my holiday's already booked, and if you snooze, you lose. He doesn't think it's fair that this woman just expects him to give up his vacation time just because she has kids. So is this guy the a-hole? Swipe left or swipe right?
No, I would listen. If it's first come, first serve, that's the reality of it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to also swipe right and say not the a-hole because if he
So it'd be swipe left if he's not the a-hole.
Okay, whatever. But here's what I can tell you: that if George and I, if they said, "Hey, look, guys, you can only take this week off." And you can only take this week off. And George is like, well, I've already booked this week because that's my kid's spring break. And then I come to him and I go, hey, I want you to move and I want to take that week off. And he goes, no, it's my kid's spring break. And I also beat you to the punch. Why should he have to change because of my kid?
Right. If it's a first come, first serve situation, that's just the reality. Now, I mean, I'm kind of surprised that there is such a thing in 2020, that there aren't other ways to resolve this issue. And I'm not blaming the employees. I'm blaming the employer in this scenario.
Yeah.
So that would be.
You guys just take the same week off.
Yeah, don't you have a week coming off here for spring break pretty soon?
Yeah, April
when is
7th.
That? April 7th?
Yeah.
I'm going to take that week off too.
I mean, Greg did send out an email like a week and a half ago, like, hey, if you have vacation, send them in.
I haven't sent any in.
We know.
Yeah.
But you were doing so well because you were doing what I do, which
Yeah.
is usually like send them like 6 months in advance.
And I did. I sent them like June. And
But then they changed like 6,000
Yeah,
times
yeah.
I don't even
over.
want it. I don't even know that I want that.
And then you're like, wait, I'm off that day? Well,
Right.
well, I forget why.
I think I need to take off when George is off.
Is that good for the show?
It's good. It's George's kid's spring break. I have to be there.
So you're making a choice to make the show worse.
See, we feel like there's an argument for both sides here because there is one philosophy that if one of the hosts is not here, then the other one should be there because you need one staple of the show.
But how many times while I was away did you let Cappy drive? And I specifically said that.
I think we should bring in Greg on this
That's
conversation.
a no-no. Cappy can't drive.
Can't drive?
You just are so long-winded.
Oh, really?
It was like me before
Listen,
I went in the hospital. How much it took
I'll
to
tell you
breathe.
this right now.
We've coached him on that, and he's getting better.
Last week, let me tell you something.
Cappy's very coachable.
George last week spoke for 38 mintes straight at one point.
That was like a bit.
No.
38 minutes straight.
I did not speak for 38
He read
minutes.
every single 710 for CHLA option that there was. Word for word. 38 minutes straight.
I wanted to make sure people spent the money.
710-4CHLA.com, by the way. You can bid on dinner with Sean Cappy. Is there a Lindsay experience?
Oh, by the way.
I don't believe it.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say it like that. That was not what I meant to say.
George?
But a Lindsay experience would go well. I mean,
I am going to join Sedano Kap along with DeAndre for dinner. That's what we said. We're tagging along. We're tagging along.
It's a show dinner.
My guy Armand on LinkedIn sent me a message. He said he's still the highest bidder. He spoke to his CFO. He's on board with the donation. He says he's going to win. So the CFO is now dealing with this.
Okay.
Because once you get
Oh,
past
if
like
that guy's got
$800,
money, then we need to drive up the bid.
Yeah. I've got $850 over here. I've got $850 going once. I've got $850 going twice.
Yeah,
I've got
I mean,
$850,
listen,
but I'm
what the
looking
audience,
for $1,000 in the room.
What the audience should do is just drive up the price so Armand has to pay more.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Who's gonna sandbag this thing?
Yeah. So now remember, Armand has said within reason. So,
No, but
what's
now he's got his
reason?
CFO
Yeah, if that
involved.
guy's
but the
involved.
CFO's involved.
The CFO
Yeah.
is now
So
involved.
he can go like $2,000, is what you're saying?
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
That's what I want for the lit thing. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So there you go. So if you're already bidding, bid on the Sedano Kap dinner to see how high Armand is willing to go.
Right, let's sandbag this guy.
Yeah, sandbag him.
All right, here we go.
Sandbag him.
All right, so in a viral video posted to Instagram, a woman explained that nowadays attendees at kids' parties are basically expected to leave a cash gratuity, and if you're not bringing, quote, at least $10, you should not bring your child.
Wait.
To what?
To what?
A birthday party, kid's birthday party.
No, but like at the house?
Yes, if you host a kid's birthday party,
Yeah.
she said that other parents are now expecting people to like chip into it or
No,
like
absolutely.
tip.
No.
She said she personally does not feel that way, but several
No,
of
where do they live?
PV.
Yeah, probably where you live.
Yeah.
No way, dude. No chance. No chance where I live. People are expecting other people to chip in.
Listen,
No way.
if there's a part, never mind. I won't
So-
do that joke.
So it doesn't say where she lives, but she said like on the invites that there was like a note that said, quote, tipping is encouraged. If you plan to bring your child and they plan to eat and play, please send along cash with your child
Let me
for
tell
the
you
tip
something.
bucket.
I have never had
Tipper?
a
Okay.
child birthday at any event. I mean, certainly not at my house. But I haven't had that many at my house. But because I think the great part of being in that under 10 and under range is you can just do them at places and you don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
You literally just pay, you tip the staff, and you leave.
But don't you
don't
see?
have to do anything.
Don't you see what this person is doing? This person is saying this. Hey, look, I'm paying all this money for a kid's birthday party, and at the end of the day,
You leave the tip?
At the end of the day, I got to do the tip, right? So
That's on you.
right? But what the parent is
You
saying
could not.
is,
You don't see Cappy if his kids were younger, saying to the other kids,
Hey, you got some
better
money for the
yeah,
tip?
right? Like, yo, hey Tommy,
Yo.
hey Tommy, you're 6 years old. Yo, Tommy, your mom sends you a $10 or what?
I brought in Morales to dress up like Simba.
Right.
I got to give him $20.
Right. So that's just it. Is that the mother is saying, hey, look. The way it used to be was we pay for everything, and at the end of the day,
Right.
we tip the guys at Chuck E. Cheese.
Of course.
Now she's saying, hey, look, everybody bring $10 so that I save the $100 at the end of the day.
Right.
I mean, you bring a
Cheap ass.
present, so now they want you to bring a tip and a present?
That's pretty cheap.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
That's pretty cheap.
So this woman said that she was outraged. She's a cake baker, and so she said that she brought this up with all of her
Cappy
clients.
and I used to bake cakes.
Yeah, back in the old days.
And she said that everybody
Before you
thinks
almost
it's
died on us.
ridiculous.
Well, my heart can't take that
Right,
anymore.
I know.
No more baking
cake.
cakes.
No more cake for you.
No. Go ahead, Lindsay.
By the way, I have one.
Oh, go ahead.
I saw this in the New York Post the other day.
Tell us.
There's you know how they have those rings, those Nuva
Aura
rings,
rings?
Aura
Oh, yeah.
rings,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Oh,
Right,
wait,
that's
wait.
Your sleep or whatever.
Thank you for letting me share in your aura.
Right, there you go.
Ramona, I think, wears one.
Yeah, so now there's a new one that I saw. It's called Dystopian Loyalty. This is the headline. Dystopian Loyalty Tracker Smart Ring could help catch your partner cheating.
Oh.
When something's up, you will know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and apparently it. Hold on. Gosh, they have so many drop advertisements on this stuff.
pop-ups and stuff.
Stop it, New York Post.
You don't have that at sided.com.
That's the way they make their money. Sided.co does have a lot of ads. I will admit that.
The high-tech jewelry is being pitched in a way to help you emotionally connect with your partner or catch them if they so much as think of syncing up with someone else. The Ring, it's called, made by the dating app Raw in partnership with Queen's Tech, will allow couples to track each other's emotions, good or bad.
Where do you wear the ring?
Good question.
How is that accurate?
That's a perfect question.
On your finger.
Oh, okay.
Designed to be bought in pairs, the, quote, creepy accountability contraption will sync between partners so both people in the relationship can know each other's emotional state using different colored LED lights.
Oh, man. This is not good.
You can't let Rachel
it's
have
a digital. It's a digital mood ring,
She's
but
got
connected to someone else's emotions. So, in other words, there's an example here where it says that, let's say you're wearing the ring and Rachel's wearing the ring, that if you are aroused
You can't even get it out.
or attracted
Yeah.
by someone you've seen,
Right.
the ring will pick up your
Oh, that's
heartbeat.
Let me tell you something right now.
That's ridiculous.
This is the dumbest idea I've ever heard, and here's why. Because Rachel already knows when I'm, like, looking around.
Yeah.
Because she'll be like, can you check that woman out any more than you already are right now? Because, like, a good-looking girl comes walking by, and I'm like, hello, look at that. She goes walking by, and, like, I'm not even hiding it.
Yeah.
You know, and by the same token, we'll be on a walk, and some dude will come running by who's ripped, and he's not wearing a shirt, and she's like, oh, my God, look how hot he is. And I'm like,
Or when you guys are at home and she's looking at DeAndre's Instagram.
Well, she's also like, look how hot he is.
Here's the quote.
And I wish I could get jealous, but he's hot.
If your partner experiences unexpected arousal or excitement, your ring will immediately begin pulsing with this signature magenta glow, creating an intimate awareness that transcends distance and circumstance.
Nobody needs random pulsing.
No random pulsing for me.
Or magenta colored.
No, I don't need that.
There you go. Thank you for
And
letting
by
me
the
share
way,
in your aura.
I'm not gonna. What am I gonna be jealous? I'm like, hey, there's a hot guy, and she just got turned on by the hot guy. Hey, take that ring off. I want to know that. I don't care.
Yeah, because you're going to go up to him and say, hey,
Reacher.
You want to make $50 the hard way? Come home with us.
Yeah, Reacher. I mean, freaking Reacher, dude. When he's not wearing a shirt, I'm turned on. My ring would turn magenta.
Yeah.
Well, no, he doesn't have to touch the guy.
All right, that is Radio Tinder. How about
it was a good one.
It was
you haven't had a Radio Tinder like that in a while.
Well, no, you haven't been around in a long time. You know, and I like what it makes me happy that you're back is that you're on one side of George and I'm on the other side of George. And when George gets uncomfortable, when you and I do things that are risque,
I don't know if I can dump truck anymore.
No, you can dump truck.
You think so?
You can still do it.
Yeah, I'm on this side now only because he needs protection from you.
Yeah.
You think I could still dump truck?
Oh, you could dump it. You could dump it in a big way.
I mean, it's not like you went from like
easy now
an F-250 to an F-150.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a Ford Ranger.
Yeah.
But that's where the one cardiologist wants me to be like a Prius.
He does.
He wants another 50 off.
Really?
Yeah. Can you imagine?
Gosh, you would look so good. You would look so good with
Yeah, but
50
DeAndre
more.
will just push me like barely, and I'll go flying, like when Marcellus used to hit me.
You lose another 50 pounds, we're going to have to do some some surgery on you to like tighten you up. You know what I mean? Because you're going to have
Can't lift weights right now.
Yeah, because you're going to look all like flabby.
I can walk and I can hit golf balls, but that's about it.
All right, we'll get
maybe
there.
a few mount. We can mount a little bit, but we have to have a safe word.
Well, hey, listen. How about this? How about rather than me mounting you, you mount me?
That's later.
Okay. I don't know if that was happening in the 5 o'clock hour here at Children's Hospital.
I hope the kids on 4-3 liked that.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, Cappy, why don't you tell us about your friends at Real Father's Rights?
Oh, I would love to.
Yeah.
I told this to George last week. Hey, listen, happy anniversary to you and your beautiful wife, and I hope you guys outdo me and you get past 17 years. But if something happens between now and then, I'm going to connect you with Mark Real and Real Father's Rights.
Sounds good.
Look, a lot of times, and this is actually unfortunate for the guys in this whole thing, a lot of times what happens is when you're going through a divorce or you've already been through a divorce and you're dealing with like a child custody issue or a child support issue, a lot of times, very unfairly, family court will favor the female side, the mom side, rather than the male, the dad side. So if you're a guy out there and you've gone through a divorce or you're going through a divorce and you are sidelined in your child's life, we at Real Father's Rights, we are here to fight for you, man. We are going to get you the justice you deserve. We're going to get you the happiness that you deserve because Real Father's Rights are the attorneys that are helping dads navigate family court. So it could be child custody, I've mentioned, could be child support, could be going through a divorce, domestic violence, God forbid, restraining order, major headache, and we can help you no matter where you are. L.A., Orange County, IE, San Diego, anywhere in Southern California, we're here to help. And here's our phone number for those of you that are listening. This is just dedicated for ESPN LA listeners, 833-ESPN-710, 833-ESPN-710, and our brand new website, Real Father's Rights, RFR710.com. That's RFR710.com. Let's get real with Mark Real and Real Father's Rights.
Travis Rogers and DeMarco Farr.
Back tomorrow at 9 a.m. after Clinton and Friends.
How do you say jerk in Slovenian?
Yeah.
Travis, we're here with Dawn Wilcox. She is the vice president of the Development Foundation here at Children's Hospital Los Angeles. And Dawn, you're the person behind the Make March Matter campaign. Yes. Tell us a little bit about what it is and what it does.
Yes, so Make March Matter was created to bring businesses in the community together in a way that would allow everyone to support the hospital that means so much to so many people here in Los Angeles. And we saw this opportunity to raise awareness and money for children's health, for Children's Hospital Los Angeles, and businesses just wanted a time of year that they could unite. And so March seemed to be a good month. There's, some nuances to springtime and the butterfly in our logo. And, it just seemed like a great time to bring everyone together and give them ways to give back.
Well, it's a wonderful, idea, and the way it's being executed is terrific. I know us here at ESPN 710 are incredibly excited to be a part of it, to get to auction off some of the experiences, whether it's going on a hike or going bowling or going to games or all the different things. It's just such a wonderful cause, and to get to be able to participate in it is really terrific.
And that is my favorite part about Make March Matter, is that everyone finds a way to get involved, and for ESPN to come and offer these opportunities up as a way to raise money is just incredible. It's creative, it's fun, it gives people a way to make the donation and get something fun in return, and that's really the spirit of the campaign.
And all of the money that's generated during the campaign goes directly here to CHLA.
It does. All the money raised goes to the Children's Fund, which is how we meet the most urgent needs of the hospital as we treat the most complex cases and the sickest kids and the families that may not have the means to cover the costs of that care. That's what the Children's Fund covers, and that's the money we're raising today.
It is a great cause. It is Make March Matter here at Children's Hospital Los Angeles. You can go to 710-4CHLA.com if you'd like to bid on one of the experiences and help a wonderful cause. Thanks, Dawn.
Thank you.
FAN10. That's code FAN10 at stretchlab.com.
I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash, and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
That's awful, hon.
My brother got life insurance from Ethos, and it only took 10 minutes. And he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. It's all online. No medical exam. He just answered a few health questions right from his house.
Ethos, here we come.
Visit ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Sample rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
12 minutes in front of 5 o'clock. Sedano and Kap live from Children's Hospital, Los Angeles. Now, producer Lindsay wanted to play the other TV theme for Radio Tinder from White Lotus. So I said, what about Patrick Duffy?
His birthday
who
today,
turned
right?
75.
Wow, 75.
He played Bobby Ewing on Dallas.
Yeah.
So this is the theme song from Dallas. And I love Dallas.
Yeah. Your mom watch it when you were growing up?
They watched it, but then I took it up later in life.
Really?
I always
watch the reruns. Well, you're an old soul.
And I'm a JR type, let's be honest.
Yeah.
I was going to say, is that the Who Shot JR show?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You're too young for that.
Never saw it.
Didn't he also, Patrick Duffy, though, before Dallas, didn't he have a show like The Man from Atlantis?
I don't know about that.
Something
but
like
after
that?
Yeah, that's way too
step.
He was on Step by Step.
Step by Step.
Yeah, that was
with,
much later.
Leanne, or what's her name?
Suzanne Summers.
There
I
you
hate
go.
being the old guy. I hate knowing like all this like old stuff
ahead
from
and
the
clear your
70s.
throat. Go
I
ahead.
don't want to clear my throat.
But it sounds like you need to.
No, I don't need to. I just had the ice cream.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Ice cream was delicious. Thanks to our friends at Handles. And we're here for the Make March Matter campaign here at CHLA. We continue. We've been here all day throughout all the different shows here on the station, and we're wrapping up here at 6 o'clock, so we got a little more than an hour to go. We have our auction items as well. If you go to the website, there's all sorts of station experiences with all the different talent and folks here at ESPN. And you can go to 710-4CHLA.com. That's 710 FORCHLA.com. We're here with Juliet, Dr. Juliet Emamaulee, who's joining us here now. And Dr. Emamaulee, can you just tell us about what it is that you do here in regards to transplants with all these young people here at Children's Hospital LA?
So thank you for having me.
Yes,
nice to have you, Doc.
You know, we have one of the busiest and highest profile pediatric liver transplant programs in all of North America.
Why would that be? Just side note.
Well, we're the only freestanding safety net hospital for children, and so that gives us a big referral pattern for all sorts of children with liver disease. And the most common type of liver disease we see is in kids that are born without a normal bile duct. Okay. And so about half the kids we transplant every year are under the age of 2, and so we're trying to give them the whole rest of their life to live with their liver transplant.
Wow. So I think we as adults hear liver transplant, we think of, what the reasons why adults would need liver transplants. Yeah. These are little babies that they just are born that way?
Exactly. It's a congenital anomaly that makes their liver not drain bile properly and makes them very jaundiced, makes it difficult to gain weight. So most of them are, struggling until they can undergo transplant.
Just as a matter of like wordsmithing, the fact that Dr. Emamaulee just said that it's an anomaly is really cool. Way to go, doctor.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, nice job by you.
And dealing with children at that age has to be has to be a level of challenges to it, obviously, because they can't emote and communicate necessarily properly. Like, how do you guys handle that particular situation? As someone who has a 6 and a 10-year-old, I remember when they were 2 years old and they were so young, and it was challenging even taking them just for their pediatric visits at times.
Well, I think the thing that's very unique about liver transplant is we diagnose these children early in, their life, essentially. So their family kind of mentally prepares that they're going to probably need a transplant. And we are the only program in all of Southern California that offers living donor liver transplant. So we actually engage the family very early, and oftentimes the mom or the dad will donate a piece of their liver to their child who needs a transplant. And so they have this additional lifelong bond from that experience. And that little piece of liver we take from the adult will grow with that child for the rest of their life.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, what's really amazing about it is because my next question before you even said that was going to be, where do these liver transplants come from? Right? Like, I mean, you're a little kid, 2-year-old. You need another little 2-year-old liver, I would have assumed.
Yeah.
Right.
But I guess that's not the case.
We actually try to have a living donor because we know from our research that that's the best possible long-term outcome. They get less rejection, and we take a perfect piece of liver and give it to this small child.
But I don't understand.
How do you decide that, right? Like, how does that decision get made in regards to, first of all, I didn't even know you could split the liver.
That's
Let's
what I'm
start with
getting.
that.
I thought it was a liver, period.
So, if you could just kind of tell us about that part of the process.
So the liver has anatomy that makes it a little bit like a tree, and it has a left side and a right side. And the left side is actually smaller. It's about, 600 to 800 grams, if you can imagine it. We can take it and put it just in our palm, and that is the right size to fit into a small baby.
Oh.
And we have to use the anatomy of that, the vascular structures that give it blood supply, essentially, has to match up to what we're putting it into the child. So even if we use an organ donor, my partner, Dr. Edasami, who's our abdominal organ transplant director, has probably the most experience, at least in this part of the country, splitting an organ donor's liver at the time of donation and bringing back that small piece for the child, and then the remaining piece of the liver actually goes to an adult recipient.
Okay, I was going to say, what happens if, let's just say, like an adult gets half their liver cut, right? And then they go to do the transplant, and, let's say worst case scenario, it doesn't take. I mean, I'm sure that must happen on occasion, right? But is the adult fine with just half a liver now?
It's actually pretty amazing. In both the donor and the recipient, the liver will grow back in about 3 weeks.
Wow.
Like, so in other words, like you can actually see, hey, took half your liver, and now you've got a full-grown liver.
Yes, it grows. It's not like a lizard tail. It doesn't grow back like that.
That's what it kind of sounded like.
It's the piece that's there grows to accommodate what your body needs. It's the only organ in the body that can do that. And so we've had people who have previously donated a kidney to a family member, and they had such a positive experience being a kidney donor that they come forward and say, I want to give a small piece of my liver to a child. And so they donate anonymously, which we do here at CHLA as well.
Wow, that's incredible stuff.
Yes.
And you mentioned that you guys are the biggest in this world of liver transplant. Do kids come in from, like, literally all over the world?
We have had patients come from Guam, from Hawaii, from Northern California, Arizona, New Mexico, really all over. We do around 30 to 35 liver transplants for children at this hospital every year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And what is the process like for, for those folks trying to get their liver transplant? Like, what is the process like to make sure that this is the place for them and they can get this done?
It kind of depends on how quickly the liver transplant is happening. So whenever we get somebody that needs a liver transplant, we bring them in. They meet everybody on our team. That includes the surgeons, the medical doctors, the social worker, the nutritionist, so that we can all weigh in on how we can best get that patient through their transplant. Sometimes that takes several months. Sometimes we have a subset of kids who present with acute liver failure, which means that over a period of days their liver just stops working and they have to get an emergency transplant. And so we can actually do that process in less than 24 hours.
It should be okay.
There are people listening right now that have never in their lives considered being a liver donor. And they're hearing you say you can be a full-grown adult and you can actually help a kid who needs a liver transplant, not by removing your liver, but by removing a piece of your liver. Yeah. So here's the question. If I'm driving around out there right now and I'm moved by this, I'm touched, I'm inspired, what do I do if I want to be a liver donor?
So just come to our website and look at our transplant program and just call our transplant program, and we can match you with a recipient. We can meet people's schedules. We've had patients that are a certain blood type, and we kind of work them up. It looks like their anatomy is good, their medical history is good, and then when we have a kid come along who's ready, we can pair them up, and they can actually meet after the transplant procedure. And oftentimes we have this lifelong connection with the family.
By the way, I just Googled CHLA transplant program. The first thing that comes up is the liver transplant.
Yes.
What is it like for the adult who is ready to give a piece of their liver? What's the recovery? How Didn't
do it, I swear.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to hear this right now going, wait, really? I can do that? That's pretty awesome.
So we can do that operation through a small incision. Most people are in the hospital for around 4 or 5 days, and they get back to work in about a month. And the whole procedure for the donor is covered by the child's insurance.
That's what I was going to ask.
So there should be no out-of-pocket expense or minimal. And in fact, in the U.S., we have something called the National Living Donor Assistance Program, which can cover some of the extra out-of-pocket costs people have if they have to, travel from out of town and stay in a hotel or have some co-pays on things like parking. All of that can be covered, so there's not a big financial burden either.
That's amazing stuff. That's no doubt about it. And again, we heard Dr. Emamaulee there, right there. So go, if you want to go to the CHLA website, you can look for the transplant programs. I just Googled transplant programs at CHLA. The
Cappy.
that popped up just a second ago. Dr. Emamaulee,
What there's the debate.
Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for having us.
Kicker.
All right, we will.
But he did make the leap.
Take a break. We've got another hour to go here, so we'll
for
be
a
back
very
in
short
just a moment with Lara, who is the president and chief operating officer here at CHLA.
And then,
Don't forget, you can
so
go
what
to
do
our
you
website
value
for
more?
the
A starting pitcher
items. That's
and lower end.
We've raised a ton of money, and we will continue to do that here.
Although UC Santa Barbara, baseball-wise, is actually like a top 50. They're known.
The biggest show
I don't know, Travis or Cap, kicker.
And I've also got a Mason and Ireland bobblehead.
Exactly.
I think I have one. I have one left. I think that would actually go. They have some on eBay.
I'm going to look on eBay and see if there's one still there. I don't think it's worth as much as you guys think it's worth.
Oh, I think
but
if we
you sign it.
Oh, sign. Yeah,
maybe.
now you're talking. Other than that, I can't think of anything that you know what, I would sell my Shohei Ohtani bobblehead, the one with decoy.
Oh, there we go.
I think that would go for a lot. It has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with Shohei, but I think I can get some money for that.
There's one for sale for $100.
$100.
That's more than I thought.
Y'all's bobblehead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate our bobblehead.
It's
It's
a
got
weird
like half
one.
of me and
It's a
half
weird
of
one.
John, and
And
neither side looks like us.
Yeah,
and it makes me look really fat. I don't know.
Well, it makes both of us look
Yeah,
fat.
it makes us both look fat.
The OGs of LA Sports Radio.
Tomorrow at noon.
Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN.
If you've been thinking about selling your home and you've heard about Seller's Advantage on the radio or seen them around town, you might be a little skeptical, wondering if they're just another shady company trying to take advantage. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Seller's Advantage has been buying homes from sellers in Southern California for over 20 years. They hold an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, and there's a reason they have some of the best reviews in town. Seller's Advantage will make you a competitive cash offer that can match what you'd end up with after paying for expensive repairs and agent commissions without the hassle of listing your home. Plus, they take pride in buying on your terms. If you want to sell your home, call Seller's Advantage for a no-obligation offer. 888-390-AS-IS. That's 888-390-AS-IS. 888-390-2747. Or, better yet, go to their website, sellersadvantage.com.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station. This is the city, Los Angeles, California. It's 5 p.m. in the Southland. Turn it up, man. Time to blow that 5 o'clock whistle with Sedano and Cappy.
That's right, it's the 5 o'clock hour on Sedano and Cap. And it's time for 30 minutes nonstop.
Sedano and Kap on 710 ESPN.
With fun and frivolity, tomfoolery and hijinks, and Cappy doing his thing. Thanks to our friends at Real Father's Rights. Real Father's Rights, the father's rights attorney.
Visit RFR710.com or call 833-ESPN-710.
Let's do it. 5 o'clock in the Southland.
30 minutes of nonstop Sedano and Kap starts now.
You ready for this? And time for the Real Father's Rights 5 o'clock hour on 710 ESPN. Let's do it, Jack.
Boom. Bing, ba-da-bum.
He does an imaginary bass.
Boom, dee-dum,
Miss
bum.
Khouri.
And then watch
Miss Khouri.
drums. Boom, ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum, pick-a-ding, da-dum, boom. I mean, come on, George.
We're big fans of the Who here.
We
so
can't
that's
change.
why.
We can't change the show. Just
No, of
because,
course not.
Lara's going to come join
Lara
us.
Khouri is here, the president and COO of CHLA. First of all, thank you so much for allowing us to be here for your Make March Matter campaign. The fact that we've been here all day has been fantastic. Everyone's loving it. The audience is super intrigued. They're certainly donating a ton with our silent auction as well, and learning, because we just learned a ton from Dr. Emamaulee about liver transplants. I mean, we had no idea that the liver regenerated. So it's been an incredible educational experience as well, along with obviously an emotional experience trying to help as many kids and families as we can.
Well, we love it. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being part of Make March Matter.
Thanks for having us.
We love having you as part of the family.
Yes.
And this is one of the busiest places in town. This lobby is always full, and to have your energy here is just, it brightens everybody's day. So thanks for being part of it.
Well, thank you. I'll tell you, we need to do more, because one of the things that I think about being here now is coming into this place and kids, especially kids who are dealing with, major health injuries, issues, I should say, to go around to their rooms, even if they don't know who the hell we are. They're like, hey, these are guys on the radio, and we just show up with stuff, and it just brightens their day, even though, they may not know us per se. But I think one of the things, George just mentioned it, I think people are driving around this afternoon, they're hearing about this liver thing that we just heard about with Dr. Emamaulee, going, wait, I can help by doing this, and I don't have to, it doesn't cost me anything. I thought that was as impactful as anything we've heard so far today.
Yeah, there are so many ways to get involved with CHLA, and participating in Make March Matter and partnering with you all is a wonderful way to get involved, and there's so much to learn. You've been hearing from so many of our world-renowned clinicians all day, and they love sharing their story, and the only thing they love more than sharing what they do is actually taking care of kids and families and driving the field forward, because the research that happens here is part of what we do every day as well.
So let me ask you this, for parents that may be listening, you never want your kid obviously in the hospital, but why CHLA? Why can parents choose CHLA?
Well, to put it simply, it's the best place to bring your children. I'm going to try and talk sports analogy.
Okay.
Right? It takes a team to do what we do.
Yeah.
And the team not only involves experts in pediatrics, so doctors, nurses, respiratory care therapists, imaging technicians, everybody, child life specialists, everybody is trained to take care of children. And the most important part of the team is the family. So we bring together the experts in care with our patients and their families, and being able to provide family-centered care and deliver really deep and profound expertise. You guys care about excellence, right? This place is about excellence, and so we combine teamwork and excellence to really take care of kids in an amazing way. And such a big part of that is the research that we do, really being able to bring the cutting edge to every patient and family member who needs it is what we do. So we love to have our families come and spend time with us.
Yeah, and it's interesting, we talked to a bunch of the docs so far today, and we've learned a lot. We really have.
Yeah.
But, they all have a story, of where they went to college and where they went to med school, and then where they, did all their research, and then how they got here. How does somebody get into your world, though, where, you become the chief operating officer and the president of the hospital? I don't even know that industry to know how you climb the corporate ladder.
Sure. Well, I'll say one thing for sure. I've worked at a few children's hospitals, and this is the best children's hospital in the world. And I like to say I'm unemployable outside of children's hospitals hospitals, and I'm really happy about it. So, I grew up in a healthcare family and decided I didn't want to be a provider, but wanted to be part of taking care of people. And so this is kind of the, business and administrative track. And so I've had the opportunity to work in pediatrics in a whole variety of ways. My favorite thing to do is to build new programs. So you heard today about all the different programs that we have at CHLA. One of the things that's really special about Children's Hospital Los Angeles is we go deep. So we find needs and programs that require a lot of expertise. And that's why a lot of the people you talked to today probably were talking about how we're the biggest of a certain type of program.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Or we're the only one in Southern California.
Right.
That's because it really requires a lot of resources, a lot of expertise. And so that's my favorite thing to do, is to find a need and build new programs. And so that's kind of how I've come up in my work, is really thinking about what does the community need? How do we bring the right ingredients together, build the right team to deliver the best outcomes possible?
It's like you wanted to be an athlete. You came very close, and then you said, what else could I do and stay in sports?
Right.
And you did.
And I wanted to be in sports, and I was walking out to a football field one day, and I'm not joking, I could see the sports radio guys in the stands, and I could hear them yakking away. And I was walking out on the field, and I was carrying my helmet, and I looked up there, and I went, I just kind of think like I'm better up there than I am down here, And then that was the end of it.
Isn't that
I was
great?
like, you know what? I think it's time to hang up the cleats.
Yeah, but you can be part of it, right? And you can celebrate it, and you can support it, and you can help people be better at what they do. And for us, just like for you, it's about creating access. We want people to be able to access what we do.
And I feel like you've already started to allude to it in regards to the research and the access, but what else is it that makes CHLA the powerhouse that it is?
One of the things that's really true about us is our scale. So being in a city like Los Angeles, it's a big town, and we have a lot of people we get to take care of. And so there are a lot of people who are part of our ecosystem, right? And that commitment, so we've got over 1,000 physicians that are part of our medical staff, more than 8,000 people who work here at CHLA between our clinical care and our research and our education and training programs. So we get to do a lot for a lot of people, and I think that scale is a big part of what makes it really special. The thing that's great about how we're able to approach that is it's big. We take care of a lot of people, but everything's really personalized. So we're really focused on making sure that patients and families are getting exactly what they need. Part of that is bringing the science that we do. So we're able to do genetic testing to design the right intervention, the right pharmacotherapy for the specific condition or disease that a patient has. You heard about liver transplant. That's a really personalized service.
No doubt.
And so being able to have kind of the best of both worlds, I think, is one of the things that we get to offer. And we've had the honor of being acknowledged and recognized externally. So we're nationally ranked among the best children's hospitals in the country. We're actually internationally ranked among the best children's hospitals in the world. And so we really appreciate that recognition, because it's really a reflection of what we do for our patients and families.
You were saying that part of what you enjoy about what you do in your business is coming up with what do we need? What does the community need? What does Children's Hospital of LA currently not have that's on your radar for this is kind of next? We need this.
Sure. Well, we're always interested in what the newest technology is. And so we've actually just recently built an amazing imaging center that's focused exclusively on cardiac imaging. So I can tell you that there's always a new technology that we're excited about, and bringing that to our patients and families. We're really dedicated to our team members. So what do we need is we need to make sure that our experts, our physicians, our nurses, our respiratory care providers, our pharmacists, our physical therapists, occupational therapists, that they have what they need in order to do the best possible care and to bring everything that they have to offer. So, doing things like Make March Matter are ways that we can bring resources into the hospital so that we can make the investments in the technology, in the people, in the resources, in the research, everything that matters.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, for us, we're going into March Madness.
Yeah.
We're going into college basketball. It's a time of year in sports where people start to really, they're
more engaged.
They're more engaged. It's
Yeah.
well said. And then, between what's going on right now with the Lakers or what's going on with the Rams and NFL free agency, we're in this crazy busy time. So for a day like today where the Lakers are coming off a lot of excitement over the weekend and they've got a game tonight, to be here and to be spreading the word of what you guys do.
Oh, it's incredible.
You could not have picked a better time, because even though the guy who's driving around right now goes, come on, guys, get back to Luka. I want to hear about Luka. The reality is they're all hearing stuff that they would never have gotten, especially from a radio station like this, if it wasn't for what you guys are doing in our partnership. So it's awesome. Way to go.
Well, we're grateful. And I'll tell you one thing. You talk a lot about LA sports and what a sports town, right? We're lucky to be in LA. We've got such amazing sports happening. And I think about a place like Children's Hospital Los Angeles, and I think about what makes a city great and what makes a community rich, and the things that we treasure. And I would put Children's Hospital Los Angeles on the list of great teams. Yeah. And we get to work with all these great teams. We work with the Kings. We work with all these wonderful sports, treasures. And we're just excited to be among them. And we're so grateful that you're engaged with us. This is really, really special.
You may need a team uniform. I don't know, man. I'm thinking
we
seriously.
can work on it. I think that's listen. I'm sure that there's something they can work on when we come back. We can have our own CHLA, ESPN uniforms. For
you and I. Next time we come back.
Yeah.
Here's what we need.
Yeah.
We need our own scrubs.
Yeah. There it is.
Done.
We need
Check.
scrubs.
Yeah.
And on the scrubs, you see how these guys are all wearing this stuff that says ESPN LA?
Yep.
On our and I want real scrubs. I don't want black ones. I want the standard issued color scrubs. ESPN LA on it, and I also want one of those schmatas that I can put on my head. You know what I mean? I want to wear one of those things, too.
Surgical cap.
Correct. That's what I meant to say.
You got it.
Right, surgical cap is what
also
I meant.
known as.
A schmata.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Lara, Khouri, the president and CFO here, or COO, pardon me, of CHLA. Thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate the time. Again, it's our honor to be here for your Make March Matter campaign. So thanks again for stopping by.
Thanks for having me, and we're so glad to have you on Team CHLA.
Yeah, what a pleasure.
Look forward to
Happy to be part of it.
Thank you.
Care.
Really awesome.
Thank you. Thanks
Way to
so
go.
much.
Good job.
So there you have it. Look at that. Somehow you negotiated us getting scrubs.
Scrubs. I mean, scrubs are very comfortable.
Yeah, they are very.
They're a very comfortable thing to wear. You know what I mean? Yes, they're very comfy. They're
so
good.
I want to do
you might
an
want to turn
update.
that
Yeah,
on. It's been a while. You're out of practice.
Probably forgot.
I fingered it too hard.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
good.
here's the thing.
Thanks.
We are like $200 away from $25,000 on this thing.
Come on, really?
The way we're raising money is incredible.
Yes.
Somebody's bidding over $1,000 to do Lakers talk with Andy Kamenetsky.
Right.
Wow.
Well, you get 2 whole hours.
Well, you get 2 whole hours, and there's a good chance you're better than Andy, so you might get the job.
Wow.
Is it Brian, by the way?
No, it's
Brian
Andy.
Kamenetsky. Is it Brian
That would
bidding?
be funny.
Yeah.
Is there a third Kamenetsky
Yeah,
we don't know about?
And because I said I was going to bid on the Worthy Ireland Golf, that's over $3,000 now.
Get out of here.
To play 18 holes with Ireland.
Look at that.
Is anybody trying to sandbag my man Armand about the dinner with us?
It might be Lisa Ireland just trying to get John out of the house.
Is that the deal?
That could
right?
be. Yeah.
Is there? But seriously, our dinner at Fleming's, was it like, I don't know, 800 or whatever?
Still at 800.
$800?
We need someone to.
Somebody needs to
bid it
sandbag.
up.
Well,
Yeah.
just to make sure Armand pays more.
Right.
By the way, my wine tasting with Beto has done a nice job. It went from like $200 on Friday when I was here to $400 already.
What kind of wine? Is that
San
determined?
Antonio Winery, and
Oh,
you get a little
that's-
food pairing too.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah.
That's
pretty
beautiful,
good.
man.
Yeah.
Real good.
Yeah.
So,
Now, what's the Cappy experience? Just the dinner with you, or is there a separate one?
I have like a
Go to a Padres game, right?
Well, it's a LA versus San
the
Diego
boys in
game.
blue.
Versus the boys in brown.
In San Diego or here?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. Bergie, do you know? Nobody really knows.
It's here.
It is here. Yeah, I think it's here. I think it's in LA at that really nice old stadium that has the big parking
Where the
lot
boys
around
in
it.
blue play.
Right.
You know, the
Right.
USC
Are you
football
knocking
game.
Dodger Stadium?
No, I'm trying to give an explanation as to where it is.
You can
without
say
saying-
Dodger Stadium.
Oh, we can? I
Yes.
thought we couldn't say Dodgers Padres.
Why couldn't you?
Well, they've
Well,
written it.
I don't believe we can.
Well, I don't think we could put it on a website, but we could say it on the.
Oh, well,
it's
then why
not
didn't somebody tell us that? I've been saying the LA versus San Diego baseball game like a freaking moron over here.
CHLA is a big Dodger sponsor too.
Okay, so good. So then a Dodgers-Padres game at Dodger Stadium.
Well, don't get crazy.
Oh, don't get nuts.
Just say Chavez Ravine.
Okay, that works too.
The USC football game VIP experience with Mace.
That's a great experience.
Over $1,000.
Well, first of all,
no, it's a great experience, except hanging out with Mace.
Right, I've been to a USC game with Mace.
Yeah, it's boring.
The tickets to the game.
Too.
The tickets to the game are going to be as much as that is right there.
Yeah, but you also had Sliwa there. Can we do
That's true.
Can we raise money to bring Sliwa back?
Is that what you want?
Yeah. I just got a text from him.
Oh, yeah? How about this?
Did he, was he sorry about your heart?
Was he the one that bid on the Lakers talk with Andy Kamenetsky?
Can you imagine?
Oh, that would be amazing.
Oh,
yeah.
that would be incredible.
Awesome.
Way to go, baseball.
I hope it is. I hope it is.
Why don't we have an experience where you get to co-host the Slee Show?
Because we don't have a Slee Show.
We don't own the Slee
No, but
show.
you call Slee. What, he's not going to want to do something great for Children's Hospital of Los Angeles?
I don't know. I don't know.
We're going to kill you, I think.
No.
No, I think
I'm on enough medication to prevent it. Yeah.
You see, I almost negotiated to get half your liver taken from you.
I don't know. My liver's fine.
I know. That's why I was going to give it to a kid.
The miracle of miracles is my liver came out okay.
Right, and that's why I'm saying you should donate half of it.
DeAndre, you donate half of it.
I got you.
I got you. You're like Tony Khan. He got you. You need him to jump off.
Because his other half is still plenty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He got plenty of liver.
Yeah.
Does he? It's a good liver you got there.
We got to read here or no? Oh no, we keep going, right?
No, we're going. This is 30
I forgot.
minutes.
5:16 in the Southland.
Got 30 minutes commercial.
So basically, do we want to do the catheter story here?
Yeah, let me hear the catheter story.
Put the sunglasses on.
All right, put this on.
It's gonna get cut up.
Just caution these ladies who are here visiting with us right now. You're about to hear something you may not want to hear.
But they're in a hospital. This happens all the time.
Probably something you need to hear, though.
So I'm in the hospital.
All right, go ahead.
And this is when I had come out of being gone for a few days,
Would
right?
you actually?
So I was kind of out.
Would you just go back a hair? Because people do want to know this, because people love you.
We're going to save this for when I make my lit return in a couple weeks.
Okay, so you're going to give the full.
We'll do the
detail,
full story.
The blow by blow.
The full Monty.
Okay, got it.
But I did have to have an anal catheter.
An anal catheter.
Because they didn't want it to get infected with the front catheter. Because they were giving me high dosages of Lasix, which is a diuretic.
Uh-huh.
So every hour I was,
What?
they had to call the nurses to change the sheets, and I think everybody was like, this is just a lot of fluid. Why don't we get an anal catheter back there?
This is a lot of TMI. I'm just going to say.
I'm enjoying this. Keep going.
So they had to stick one back there.
Okay.
And here's the thing.
Let me just describe for me, like,
Please
the
don't.
circumference of what we're talking about.
It wasn't as large as you think it was.
I mean,
but here's
pinky,
the thing.
Are we garden hose? Like, what are we talking about here?
Much bigger than
I'm
that.
sorry. I'm a detail guy, people. All right?
So here's the thing. They gave me a Norco beforehand. Like
Norco?
Yeah, like a painkiller.
Okay, gotcha.
And I kind of thought, okay, this could be fine. Then they turned me over.
Oh.
And we're ready to prepare.
Okay. And by the way, when you have this anal catheter in you, are you on your belly?
Yeah. Well, they put it in.
Okay, right, but it doesn't stay in for a long time?
It stays in, but
How
you
long?
turn back over.
Oh, really?
Oh, it stayed in for days.
Oh, gosh.
But it's up there.
Oh, man. How far?
So I don't know.
6 inches, 8 inches, a foot, 2 feet.
Probably 4 inches.
You are horrifying the people that are walking by here. I just want to say
this is a hospital.
The looks on these people's faces.
This is a hospital. People
the women
understand.
that just walked by were like.
So here's the thing. My parents and Stephanie exit the room so that the nurses can do what they need to do.
Okay.
They didn't just pull the curtain?
No, because it was my own room.
Oh, okay, okay.
That's how serious we were. I had
Yeah.
my own room.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
All right.
I screamed.
No.
Yeah.
In pain.
Here's what I didn't need.
Wait, Steph, did you hear him scream?
Stephanie, my amazing girlfriend, said to my mother, which I didn't need this happening, I thought he would enjoy that more.
Oh!
Oh, my.
See, it was a good question. In pain. It was a good question. It could have been a pleasurable experience.
It wasn't.
It was not a
I
pleasurable
screamed.
experience. You screamed.
And then 2.5 days later, during physical therapy, it slipped out.
Wait, it was in there 2.5 weeks?
2.5 days.
Oh, 2.5 days.
And then it fell out.
It on its own.
On its own.
It fell out.
And that was an uncomfortable experience for the physical therapist, my uncle, and myself.
Question.
Because we were all just looking at it.
Okay, but question, did they reinstall it?
No.
Okay,
at that
so once
point,
it fell out.
we were kind of like, we're in better place now.
Okay,
let's
all
move
right.
on.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. So they couldn't.
Because I didn't want the reinstall.
Right. They couldn't drain your belly like a knee. Like, like a knee swells up and they
They
take
don't stick a needle in.
And they couldn't just pull
Because
it out.
it was everywhere. So
Yeah.
how bad it had gotten, they took an X-ray my first night there.
Right.
It was completely white of my chest because of the
Oy vey.
fluid.
Oy vey.
So it had to come out from everywhere.
Oy.
Yeah.
Wow. So they got you with the old anal catheter trick.
Well, diuretics, but yeah. I don't know if it was a trick.
Trick?
Yeah, you could bid on that at 710-4CHLA.
You, too, can have an anal catheter.
No, you can't.
Cap, it was not like Sam Rockwell's experience that he described last night on White Lotus.
Now, here's what I will tell you. Having 2 catheters
you
go
remember
at
that?
once, like I didn't have to worry about anything.
Right, everything was just flowing.
It was just flowing.
Yeah.
Really?
Just went with it.
Nice. God, that must have felt great.
No traffic.
Not really, no.
No traffic. Yeah.
No.
Really?
You just feel like you always have to go.
Well, you just went. You just
Right,
didn't worry
but
about
you
it.
always
at all
feel
times,
like you have to go.
All right, let me ask everybody here a question.
Go ahead.
What is your – we've just heard from Chris now. What sounds like maybe his most horrifying hospital health-related issue?
That was a tough one.
Okay. All right, George, you got anything? Have you ever been in a hospital? Have you ever spent a day, 2 weeks, whatever it is?
No. I luckily, knock on wood, have
Okay.
not had to spend more than just like an outpatient situation.
Okay, so what's the worst thing that you've ever had to go to a hospital for?
I mean, just like a
broken arm
or something.
Okay, so that's like standardized testing. Yeah. Nothing major, okay? Baseball, you got anything to share with
I've been in
class?
hospitals quite a bit.
Yeah?
I would say.
What was the most horrifying, like the worst, like anal catheter thing you ever had to deal with?
Surgery.
Surgery. Okay. Mine, I will tell you this. I had my appendix burst.
Right.
And I had no idea what had gone wrong. And by the time they got me to the hospital, I was like in a near-death experience.
Like it had already burst?
Oh, it was already
burst. Because a lot
burst.
of times it's like almost there.
And, and it was they said it was gangrenous, and I was
Oh,
like, what's
that's bad.
that
That's
mean?
really bad.
Yeah,
Ew.
Right. So like the appendix blew up, and then the toxins, I guess, started to take over my body. You know, so I'm in the emergency room, right? And I swear to God, this is my story. Believe it if you want to. Don't believe it, that's fine. But I'm in the emergency room, right? And I'm out of it. I mean, I am a mess. This has been going on for like 2-3 days.
How long ago was this?
I'm a kid. I mean, I'm like 22, 23 years old.
Right.
And I am.
Did you have the ponytail?
I didn't have the ponytail yet, but I was rocking at the time. It's a good question.
A mullet?
I did have a mullet,
Okay.
a curly, Jewy sort
That's
of mullet
important
that
to
I
note.
had. Okay, right. So I'm in this hospital, and I mean I'm in bad shape, and it was 2 or 3 days. And then they had to take me by ambulance like 2+ hours away. And so by the time I get to the emergency room, I'm like out of it. I am totally out. And I am telling you guys right now that you've heard about these near-death experiences, right? And I'm like, there's a light up there, you know? And I'm like headed towards the light. Like I'm leaving Earth. You know, I'm going to die, or at least I think I was. And then something in my head said, don't go, don't go. You're not ready, don't go. And so then I sort of came back down to the table. And then this super good-looking doctor, this guy was hot. He like comes up and he starts working on me, you know. But I'm telling you right now that the appendix burst. I'm in the hospital. It taken days. The gangrene set in. I was in the hospital for all of about 2.5, 3 weeks.
Wow.
And I lost I think I went from like 195 pounds, like 165 pounds. And then the worst part of it was this. This was my senior year of college, and I was planning on playing in the NFL, and now my whole season is like blown up. And they finally got me out of the hospital, and they were taking me over to the stadium, which was across the street, so I could finally visit with my teammates, you know. And dude, my boy Van Pelt grabs the wheelchair and goes, "Hey everybody, I got this little kid from over here over at Pittsburgh Children's Hospital, and he wanted to come over here and say hi to everybody." And like they all come over and they realize it's me. Like I was a mess. I was a disaster. This lasted months, man. So I've been there and done that, you know, where I felt like, did you ever feel like you had like you were leaving? Did you ever have that feeling?
Well, that's a whole other thing we can get into. But
Yeah?
I was out for a few days. So
George, you're lucky, buddy.
Oh, I'm definitely lucky. There's no question. I've been very fortunate.
I mean, this catheter thing sounds like you're up next.
I'm hoping not. How about that?
What was that supposed to mean?
No, it just means, you know, you had a colonoscopy.
No, but I
That's
had a colonoscopy.
preventative.
It was
Yeah,
preventative, and they actually found some stuff, so they were able to kind of
they were
zap it out.
Snip, huh?
No, they lasered.
Laser snip.
Some polyps.
Oh,
Yeah.
So this didn't have
at a
anything,
very young age, by the way.
Oh.
In my 20s. Yeah.
this didn't have anything really to do with my heart. My heart failed because of other stuff, because of really alcohol, too much alcohol. And again, I never thought of myself as an alcoholic. I just drank a lot. We had a lot of fun. So that's what happened. So this isn't because of diet as much as just that and not taking care of myself in general. But now I have a life of worrying about the heart because of congestive heart failure, which is a real thing that many people suffer from. But part of that is with the heart is just changes in lifestyle and fluids and sodium because of not blowing. They don't want me to blow up again.
So I asked ChatGPT.
Right.
What are the best low-sodium foods to eat?
Yes.
Okay. I love ChatGPT. I have become a ChatGPT addict.
Well, Mace does the whole show on it.
Well, pretty much. That's right.
Are you saying it does it for him?
I think so.
Are you doing a lot of fruits and veggies?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Apples, bananas, oranges, berries, melons. Like melons?
I love melons.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Are you allowed to have nuts?
Yes.
Because I know that nuts contain a lot of sodium, don't they?
Well, you buy. I bought
unsalted.
Unsalted nuts.
Yeah. Okay.
Fresh
and then
veggies?
I love melons, but I've been doing a lot of berries and bananas because of the potassium. I'm still on Lasix pills, which are diuretic pills.
Okay.
So I'm still losing I'm losing like a pound to 2 pounds a week.
Okay. And fresh veggies? Are you into fresh veggies at all?
Yes.
Okay. Proteins: fresh fish, skinless poultry, lean cuts of beef and pork.
I haven't done any pork, but the others, yes.
Okay.
What's a lean cut of beef? Like, what's an example of a lean cut of
Filet
beef?
mignon.
So the other day
You
I
can
made,
only have the best.
So we got burger meat and made burgers, but I got for the first time in my life like 93, 93.7.
Yeah.
Cappy, so I'm just looking at the, and again, you can bid for all these silent auction items.
Tell me what you got.
He was tired of your story.
710 for
It's a long
CHLA. Well, we're here to help. Okay. Let's
Wait, we got breaking news. Breaking news. We need the breaking news sounder.
Oh, we do?
We do. We have breaking news.
Is DeAndre auctioning himself?
710 for CHLA.com. That's 710 FOR CHLA.com. The dinner with you and me is now up to $1,300.
Yep, that's the breaking news.
Whoa.
It's pretty good.
So we were at like
If you get it to
850.
50, if you get it to $2,000, we'll fire Cappy.
Well, how about this? How about more
We
like
don't want
this?
that.
Yeah, no, how about more like this? Like, usually I get to this point in my auction when I'm auctioneering, and I go like this. We've got $1,300 over here. We've got 13. We're looking for 1,400. We've got 13, but we're looking for 14. I've got 13 right here, but I'm looking for 14. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Let's make it 1,500, and we'll sell it right now. I've got 1,300, but I'm looking for 15. If I can find 1,500, I'll
Why
sell
are we
it right
only
now.
selling it for 1,500?
Well, that's what I'm just trying to say. I'm trying to
I was just
inspire
saying, don't tell
everybody,
people
you know?
that.
Trying to
It's got
inspire.
like 7 hours left.
I'm looking for 2,000.
No,
Where
that
can I
item's
find
got a couple
2,000?
days.
Oh, that item's got a couple days?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think that item is done today.
Is that right?
Are you sure?
I don't believe so. Craig, can you check on that? The dinner item is not done today, right? It is?
It is.
Oh.
I'm looking for 1,500. Where's 1,500? I've got 13. I've got 13 in the room. I'm looking for 14, but I'll take 15. 15 will buy it right now. If I can find 15, it's going to be sold. I've got 13 going once. I've got 13
Oh,
going
it's the
twice.
end of the month.
Oh.
Oh, so Sedano was right and Greg was wrong? That's
Come on,
never happened
Bergie.
before.
Come on, Bergie. Do better, man.
Oh, we got some time.
So by the end of the month, can you imagine what you can get that up to? What if you add a little, like you'll tell a Lee Hacksaw Hamilton story.
Okay.
And then Sedano will talk about being Lebitard's guy.
Okay.
Something like that.
How about if I'm
Like
willing?
maybe some wine with Pat Riley over here.
Pat Riley.
I will FaceTime Hacksaw during the dinner. You want Hacksaw? You got Hacksaw. I'll FaceTime.
I'm mad that you didn't get him to text me while I was on the mend.
I'll
That was
text
rude.
Riley and see if he'll FaceTime.
Can you
Okay.
imagine?
That's a good idea.
Who could you get on a FaceTime for your, for the dinner?
Who do you guys want? Who do you guys want me to get?
Well, we've asked you to get Al Michaels for like 5 years. You
Okay.
haven't done that.
No, that's not happening.
Yeah.
Honestly, I could probably get Riley to FaceTime during the dinner.
Can you
How come you
imagine?
can't get him to come on the show?
It's different.
It's different for charity.
Much like you're embarrassed of us and you don't want Al being
No,
embarrassed of
that has nothing to do with it.
He doesn't want to be embarrassed.
He's embarrassed of us.
Because a
Yeah.
FaceTime is probably only going to be like literally a minute.
Okay.
Right.
Like the show, you're going to want him on for like half an hour.
Hey, take 20 minutes.
He's
Just
80
one more,
years
Dr.
old.
Clapper.
He's running a franchise. He's
All
80
right.
years old.
I love the guy, and I
Okay.
want to tell him how much I love him. I want to tell him how much I've read his book, how much it's inspired me. I want to
The
talk.
Winner Within.
I want to talk to him about the one dinner that I had with him in my life in 1997.
Yeah.
Which was quite an amazing night.
What was that all about? I've never heard about that.
I was sitting at a dinner, George, in South Beach, Miami, at a place back then that was Shaquille O'Neal, Andre Agassi. What was the name of that place?
Oh, All Stars.
All Star Cafe.
Yeah.
And it was the grand opening that night, and somehow
Yeah.
I found
I
myself.
thought that was in Coconut Grove.
No, it was in South Beach. I found myself sitting next to Pat Riley and his wife, Anna Kournikova, her mom and dad.
Yeah.
Wayne
Was
Gretzky.
Enrique there? Was that pre-Enrique?
I think that must have been pre-Enrique. I don't know.
I mean, I love Enrique.
Who else was at the table?
Can be
Wayne
your hero,
Gretzky
baby.
and his wife were at the table. I mean, it was like crazy. And I'm like,
Janet Evans.
Yeah, I
who
was
was
like
the gymnast.
I was like 27 years old.
And
This
you
was
sat with him and had
this was-
dinner?
Yes, this was the day of the picture of me with the man bun with Tiger Woods. That day. That was the day.
Man bun cap.
Man bun.
You still have the picture?
Of me with Tiger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you next time you go home, we need to see that.
Just you Google it.
Oh, it's like Googleable?
Oh, yeah. Just
Okay.
Google Scott Kaplan man bun.
Yeah, or Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
Man bun.
I wonder which one will come up first.
So that stuff you've got some time to auction off, but yeah, maybe I can get Coach Riley to FaceTime during the dinner.
You don't understand how close I was to death, man. You don't get it. I was going.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm looking at you.
I was close to death too. So what are you talking
about? That we now have that experience where we can.
We're cardiac, brother. Well, we're not you. You were cardiac.
I wasn't cardiac. No, but I was going towards the light, man.
I understand.
I was going towards that light.
And you saw the light.
Something said to me, "Not now."
And actually, my cardiac wasn't what got me there. It was strokes and seizures. But we'll get into that next week.
Okay. Hold on to a lot of these stories.
Yeah, in the interim.
You never told us about this appendix thing till now.
That'll do it for our 30 minutes commercial free.
That's too bad. I was having a great time.
Yeah. All right.
Were you really?
Yeah. 30 more minutes here at CHLA. We've got big deal or no deal.
We still do that?
We do.
Wow.
Yeah. Not much has changed.
You don't want to do big deal or no deal anymore?
I like
Christopher?
it.
Well, I thought George was talking a big game at the end of the year, but I guess not.
Big game? Like as in big game James?
Yeah, you can bid on that, too.
Yeah.
Can you imagine playing 18 holes with him in Ireland?
Oh, that'd be great.
I think you and Greg should win.
Now it's like $3,000. I ain't been that much.
Yeah.
And is it at Mountain Gate?
I mean, Bergman's making all this money now. I'm teaching him about wine. He's spending expensive.
Yeah, I got medical bills. I
all
can't
this
afford
coin
that.
on wine. Yeah.
I can't afford that anymore.
Yeah.
You got medical bills, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it ain't cheap.
Although now I'm not paying for cigars or alcohol.
Yeah, you got that. I mean, that's a lot of money you're going to be saving.
Or pizza.
Probably
right? No more pie.
out.
No more road pie. Well, there's got to be an alternative for road pie.
Well, we can have road fruit. We can have a road
fruit
dark
salad.
chocolate almonds.
That's just great.
Yeah, we can have.
That's just great. I'm going to go to Prime Pizza to go get a fruit salad.
Hey, I was at Black Gold the other day, my day back with Tommy, and for breakfast I didn't get an omelet. I could have gotten an omelet, but you just never know how much salt. So I got a fruit bowl.
You can go egg white too.
You can go egg white.
Yeah.
Regular egg actually isn't bad for you. It's just are they going to prepare it with salt? You got to be cautious of all that.
And through this entire thing, now that you're back and you're healthy and you're looking great, how's your diaphragm?
It's fine.
You sure about that?
It wasn't the diaphragm after all.
Okay, because I said to George, I thought a diaphragm was like a birth control device, and I had
it is.
No idea
There is a diaphragm in your stomach for breathing and
but
anxiety.
I had no idea how you had one.
Yeah.
No, I do. Everybody has one.
I didn't know.
But it was my anxiety.
Well, you
was
also learned today that your liver regenerates.
Right, I had no idea about that. Like a tail of a lizard.
No, she said not like a tail.
Right, but kind of like that.
Yeah, not really though.
No.
Yeah.
I actually
don't even really.
I don't even really know what the liver does exactly.
And it filters out everything.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, I just learned.
Yeah.
The ironic thing too is my kidneys held out, so I can eat like Starburst because they don't have sodium in it.
All right, don't eat those.
It's not. I can't eat chips though.
No chips
or crackers.
Well, it's got a lot of sodium.
A lot of sodium.
I like a nice cracker.
Well, they're salt free, but everything's salt free on Amazon. It's expensive.
Oh,
or
really?
Whole Foods. Yeah.
Really? Why? If they're using less salt, shouldn't it be less money?
And my mother is obsessed with ordering everything, so every day a new Amazon box comes to my house, and she's like, "It's outside, honey. I had it delivered to your house. It's salt-free ketchup." Okay. But what do I put the ketchup on?
Ketchup does have a lot of salt and sugar.
There's salt-free mustard, salt-free barbecue sauce. It's very nice.
Yeah, big salt-free.
I wonder if I went into like a salter-freer diet.
My mother's
That
Italian,
good?
not Jewish, just for the record.
Yeah, no, that sounded very much like my mother.
Yeah, I know.
You know, more so than your mother.
I know.
All right, big deal or no deal is next.
I'm Doug.
And I'm Damon.
And we want to buy your house.
Let Seller's Advantage show you how we can give you more.
No fees, no commissions, and no repairs. Just a fair cash offer that can close in just a few days.
Check out our Google reviews.
And call Seller's Advantage today or visit sellersadvantage.com.
Guys, George Sedano here with Dr. Amatruda here at CHLA, and of course you specialize in children's cancer research. And what can you tell us about all the technological advances that have been made in regards to cancer research for children?
Sure, George. Thanks for the question. You know, it's a really exciting time in treating children with cancer. Our treatments are getting better than ever before. Currently, we can cure more than 3/4 of kids with cancer. We want to do even better. So how do we make up that difference? Well, one way is trying new ideas, and a couple of them are new ways to deliver medicines that are more specific or targeted to the tumor cells. Maybe we can do less off-tumor side effects. The other big one is training the patient's immune system to tackle cancer. And this is a really exciting advance. Imagine taking a patient's own immune cells and teaching them to attack the cancer cells, giving them back. This has proved to be incredibly effective for leukemias, the blood cancer in children, but now we've got to make it work in all types of cancers, and that's the research we're doing right now.
Well, you guys are the leaders, certainly, in cancer research for children here in the western part of the United States, and we thank you so much for the time today.
Thank you very much.
CHLA.com. Hey, Southern California, I'm Ty Pennington, you know, the home guy, teaming up with Pachanga Resort Casino to give away a brand new house. house. Imagine yourself in a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom home in incredible Temecula, California. All you need to do is play your favorite slots or table games at Pechanga Resort Casino. The more you play, the more entries you earn. Visit Pechanga.com or call 888-PECHANGA for complete details on Home Sweet Win.
Rules and conditions apply. Go to Pechanga.com for more details.
Welcome to TGL presented by SoFi, golf's newest league. It's sharp and it's electric. How is it sharp? How is it electric? Good questions. Try this on for size. 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime, forcing, playoffs on the line, golf. With 24 of the best players from the PGA Tour, split into 6 teams. Atlanta, Boston, Jupiter, LA, New York, and the Bay. This isn't your average Sunday pickup game. Tune in every week for TGL matches, only on ESPN. Keep up. It's golf.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-494-6139. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-494-6139.
To the Southland, live from Children's Hospital of Los Angeles, Sedano and Cappy. Bid now at 710-4CHLA.com on a fabulous experience to have dinner with the boys. Why not? Or you could bid on all the experiences. Why not? Do it all right now. 710-4CHLA.com. Time for big deal or no deal. What's that?
It's up to $1,400.
Oh, beautiful.
Sedano and Cap dinner.
Take it away,
so
producer.
There's a bidding war going on right now.
Does she still do big deal or no deal?
She does, yes.
Take it away, producer Lindsay.
Thanks, Christopher. All right, guys. So we all know that LeBron has taken, he's been off for about a week. What is it, a week now? Week and 2 days due to his ankle injury. Okay. And he's expected to be out at least another week, according to ESPN's Shams Charania. But there are some people that are skeptical of the timing of his ankle injury, including one, Bill Simmons.
Okay.
He said that the time of the injury at the end of that Celtics game, you know, they had already lost, and, you know,
The game was still a game, though, wasn't it? It was like a 4-point game.
Well, I'm just explaining what he said. Okay. He also said there's videos from his son over the weekend playing in the state championship game where he's like, you know, for somebody who has an injury, he's like
what?
Jumping up and down and, you know, using his groin muscles. And
wait, but there's a difference between playing 94 feet like 350 times a game.
Let me finish.
I mean, come on.
So he also said, by the way, it's smart for him to rest up and get his bleep together for the playoff run.
Very smart.
But, you know, we were talking about this, or at least the media was, in these grave terms. He said, LeBron, he could be out for the rest of the regular season, but I think he's fine. And he said that the Lakers need to be taken seriously. He's not going to waver from that point. So the fact that basically Bill Simmons is kind of calling like BS on LeBron's the severity of his injury.
Bill Simmons is a Celtics fan by any chance?
You could tell right away when it happened and he scored on Jason Tatum. Like, he literally was like, you could see his face like, oh crap. Like,
yeah, like it was more of an oh crap look.
Yeah, let's not be ridiculous. Like, I love Bill, but that seems like, I don't know, that just seems silly.
So I don't know Bill. I don't even know any of his content. I really don't.
Have you ever watched the 30 for 30?
No.
It all started with him.
No, I've watched the 30 for 30. I'm not trying to knock the guy. All I'm saying is I'm just not familiar with what he does.
Well, really quick, Happy.
So
I mean, it's one of the most popular sports podcasters in America.
I get it, but I don't listen to his podcast.
He does a great White Lotus reaction podcast. If you like that show, you should listen to that.
Okay, maybe that.
Not even kidding. It's
Bill
very
Simmons
entertaining.
Content. I'm not joking. Like I'm not here to knock him. All I'm saying is I just don't know his work.
Okay, well,
here's what I'm getting at. The notion that LeBron is taking time off right now because he wants to get his bleep together in advance of the playoffs, I just don't buy that. And I'm the same guy that has said
you're the
many
biggest
times,
conspiracy theorist around here.
I'm the guy that has said many times, I don't think that winning a championship is something he wakes up every day
and we told you were nuts.
With. And I'll say this. I've had to reevaluate my position on that.
Oh, well, it's nice that you reevaluate.
Because the addition of Luka and the departure of AD, in my opinion, has reignited the fire for LeBron.
We didn't start the fire?
No, reignited.
Well, we know AD wasn't capable of bringing that fire.
And that's right. And I'll tell you, and again, this is ancient history. Who knew, who didn't know, it doesn't matter. The bottom line is that LeBron knew in the end, with the team and with Anthony Davis, and as many times as he talked about it's got to run through him, it wasn't going to run through him, and there wasn't going to be a championship running through Anthony Davis. Getting Luka reignited LeBron's fire and his desire for a championship.
That's a song too, Fire and Desire.
In my opinion, okay, good songs. These are good references.
Yes.
So to think that he would now take time off when he was playing so well on both ends of the floor and the team was on such fire, it just doesn't sound reasonable to me.
And he would try. I mean, the fact that he wouldn't try to build some chemistry with Luka.
Right.
He's only played a few games.
Right. It just doesn't seem reasonable.
What's more reasonable is he's old. And that's the reality. And he really put in amazing effort those 7-8 games. And guess what? Guess what happened?
Yeah, you're 40 years old, and you put in that kind of effort night after night after night, you're bound to at some point get hurt. And remember his goal at the beginning of the year? I want to play all 82.
Right.
And most of us were like, yeah, we know you're superhuman, but you're still just a man.
And Luka having lower back issues isn't a surprise either. Based on he's a little heavier than he probably should, and some of the stuff that came out of Dallas. Has he been playing amazing? Yes, but other than last night, the 4 games before that were pretty.
I'll tell you what, Luka.
He had a great performance, but should he be performing at that level if you're going to lose anyway?
He looks.
Or should he be resting?
Well, that's why they rested him.
Well, he
in that
did
game
on.
against
He took
Denver.
a day.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why they took him out. They're like, we're going to sacrifice this game. Little did everybody know that Austin Reeves and Dalton Connect were going to have those kinds of games and put up that.
And
kind of
Bronny
effort.
James with that 3.
Yeah.
That 1-3. Got that 1-3.
All right. Any more, Lindsay?
By the way, Charles Barkley is also in this camp
of
thinking there's something fishy about LeBron's injury.
Enough.
He said he doesn't think that. He said he'd be surprised if he plays the rest of the season.
Well, at this point,
he's going to have to come back and play a little bit.
He's got to.
Yeah, they have 16 games, something
just like the year where they went to the Western Conference Finals, Darvin's first year. They needed him to get back and get healthy to build some chemistry because they had just overturned the roster.
Right, yes.
They need to do the exact same thing.
And this is very similar in that sense.
Yeah, he's got to get back.
I would agree.
And he's got to play the last 6-7 regular season games.
I would agree.
All right, we all know that the Dodgers are in Tokyo starting
Shouts out.
tonight.
Tonight's the game. What time is the game?
Tonight's the night. It's at 3 a.m.
No way, bro.
Big deal. This is awesome. Are any
Bergman,
of
are
you
you
guys
watching that thing for the Blue Review?
Yeah. Are any of you guys staying up?
You don't get up at 3 a.m. to listen to Evan Cohen do Unsportsmanlike?
No chance.
Okay.
Nope.
He actually took offense the other day because I was on the East Coast doing a game a couple weeks ago, and I texted him, and I was texting them about what they were talking about because I was listening on the app, on the all-new ESPN LA app.
Yeah,
and,
go to your app store, search ESPN LA.
Right, and I said, by the way, up listening because I'm flying back from the East Coast. And he on the air, he's like, Sedano said X, Y, and Z, and, I agree or disagree, whatever he was in my take. He's like, but by the way, he didn't have to qualify by saying he's only listening because he's on the East Coast.
That's still early on the East Coast.
It was still early enough, that's for sure. Yeah.
Did you like what you heard?
They sound great.
All right.
I like what they have done. Look, I believe in when it comes to shows
yes.
that you need to let it bake a little while. And
like we did with you and Keyshawn.
Well, that one, I think, got overcooked.
Then it burnt.
It might have overcooked.
Things got burnt.
But nonetheless, that was more him than me, to be honest with you.
Not a single person I heard from more during my stay at the hospital than Key.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm happy for
Come visit you at the house?
He didn't. No, you guys are still winners in that.
Oh, we won?
But it's funny. Key and I are so much better now.
Yeah.
Now that you don't work together?
Oh, my God, it's great. Like, I've talked to him way more now than I've ever talked to him.
Mace texted a lot, too, but that's just because his contract's up in June.
Oh, is that what it is?
Wants to make sure I don't die because he knows Bergman's out for him right then and there. The all-new Greg Bergman Show.
Yeah. Bergman in Ireland.
See, he'd rather do Mason and Bergman.
Mason and
He'd
Bergman?
much rather do
Really?
Mason and Bergman.
Mason and Bergman
There's
more than
no question
Bergman
about
and
that.
Well, that's because John takes so many days. You know what I mean?
Well, theoretically, John wouldn't be out of a job. He'd still have a job as the Lakers guy, you know? So he would still have a job.
Yeah, that's true. Excellent point.
Wouldn't be taking a job from someone.
There you go. But, yeah, I'm what were we talking? Oh, chemistry. So, yeah, look, you absolutely need to build some semblance of chemistry because they've only had less than a handful of games together.
Speaking of building chemistry, Travis and DeMarco tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
Oh, you got to let it bake. So anyway, on Sportsmanlike, that's what I was talking
Yeah.
about. That show has baked, and it's nice. It's a nice cake. It's
cooking.
3 to 7 a.m. and then the all-new Clinton Yates extravaganza.
Hey, kiddo. It was great to see. Clinton here today.
Yeah,
the big CY
in his vest.
Yeah, the big CY.
He's doing a great job.
Vests.
That show is a very easy listening. It's nice. It's nice.
Yeah, it's the vest though. I like.
We need to talk about vests.
It's very dad. He's a dad now.
Yeah, he is a dad. Yeah. Why, you don't like vests?
I just have questions about them. Me and George.
Puffy vest, like golf vest?
And DeAndre had a very spirited conversation about vests.
Right,
DeAndre's got pictures out there of him in only a vest.
If you're wearing a vest, it's not like freezing.
I want to know what's the function of it.
It's cold. But
are we talking about an outdoor vest or like a vest under your suit?
Right. No, an outdoor vest.
Okay.
Yeah, like where you're just keeping the torso warm.
Right.
But you don't want to be
aren't your arms cold?
Here's why it's important for golf. Because Tommy Lamb, the great Tommy Lamb, shouts out, he uses one because you can still move your arms.
I said to George, I said, is that why skiers, that's where it probably came from, right? Because skiers need to have their arms free.
Yes.
But other than that, people wear them as like a fashion statement, and I guess I just don't get it.
I don't know why you don't get it.
Because if you're not doing something that you need your arms free, what do you need to wear a vest for? Because if your body is cold, aren't your arms cold?
See,
Not necessarily.
I'm opposed to the vest.
You might be a chest cold. You might get chest cold. You might be a cold in your torso.
I want arms warm too.
Because then you had to wear like gloves because then you got a vest on with gloves, but your arms are just regular. I don't get it.
It's like a vest-wearing, glove-wearing idiot.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Idiots.
All right, that is Big Deal or No Deal. Dealer's Choice is up next.
It's actually not Dealer. It's The Real Deal by Seller's Advantage.
Dealer's Choice.
It's still Dealer's Choice.
Yeah, there was a conversation about that today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What was the conversation like?
We should call it The Real Deal.
Just The Real Deal. I like that better.
The Real Deal from Seller's Advantage. It's time for Cappy with his Dealer's Choice.
How about The Real Deal Dealer's Choice?
That's what we've been calling it.
deals.
That's what we've been calling it,
A lot of deals.
I was a lot of Chris, glad you're back. By the way.
Oh, wow, they couldn't just talk to us?
No, they got to wait for you to come back to fix it.
I mean, seriously?
A little bit.
This place.
Are these the same people that thought you were never making it back?
I don't know. You got to give me that list.
There's a list.
All right.
There's a list.
I'll get on that list.
There's a list.
Well, no, you thought I was coming back.
Oh, I knew you were coming back.
Yeah.
There was no doubt you were coming back. The question was, for other people, well, it wasn't even a question.
He's like Logan Roy.
Right. It was a statement. He's not coming back. I don't think he'll be back. I was like, yeah, you don't.
And then it was the Wolf of Wall Street where he's like, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, it may be congenitive, but he got heart.
Congestive.
That too.
Congenitive is something else.
Well, congestive and congenitive. You got heart, pal.
The Real Deal's next.
Who's Kendall Roy in this scenario? If you're Logan.
We're not doing this. We're not doing this.
Roman? Connor?
Real Deal by Seller's Advantage and Cappy's Dealer's Choice is next.
Annie, Children's Hospital has been open since the early 1900s?
Yes, Children's Hospital LA is such a pillar of the Los Angeles community. We've been around since 1901. Our actual first location was not far from where we are today.
So it wasn't here?
No.
But close?
It was what is now Chinatown.
Okay.
Anyway, we've been a pillar of the community for almost 125 years and grown to what we are today, which is amazing. We see, just to give you an idea of size, we see over 750,000 patient visits a year.
750,000?
Yes.
I thought you were going to stop at 750. No. And this timeline takes us through the 125. You're almost at 125.
We're almost to 125. I do have a couple of favorite stops along the way. So we're going to keep on going down. We're going to stop right here.
Okay.
So this is a big one, especially with what we're learning today and all the broadcasts. We've actually been associated with the USC Keck School of Medicine since 1932. So we are training the next generation of caretakers and doctors. And
you know what I love about that? I'm a UCLA guy.
Okay.
But the one time that USC and UCLA work together is through hospitals. They share all their information because that's when you put down the rivalry and just everybody helps the same cause, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I love pointing that out. And then let's go a couple more little stops. I love this because this gives me a chance to talk about our mission. Our mission at CHLA is to create hope and build healthier futures. And this picture right here, this little boy is hearing for the first time in
you can see it on his face.
1953. So this kind of touches on the innovation that is a priority here at CHLA.
So
and
this kid is now over 75 years old.
Yes, yes. And that smile just defines hope and healthier futures. I love this. And yeah, there's just some really cool little tidbits along the way. In the early 90s is actually when our research institute was founded, which you're learning a lot about today from a lot of our doctors and specialists coming on board. And yeah, it's just an amazing place. It's a destination hospital for the world, and over 350 specialties here. A lot of amazing life-saving things happening here.
It's so great. And you know, one thing, my goddaughter was here when she was 1, had to have surgery, and my friends, her parents, super scared, and they could not have been nicer in the way they dealt with it, the way they explained everything, the mannerisms. Every town should have a children's hospital. Every town doesn't, but we're lucky to live in Los Angeles and have this, right?
Absolutely. And family-centered care is actually what kind of makes us unique as a hospital. We're so focused on using the whole family unit to care for the child.
All right, to wrap up, you said something to me that I thought was really neat. You said, you hope you never see people, but if they need you, you're here. I think that's kind of the way to put this,
Yeah, we hope you never have to come.
Right.
But the fact that this destination hospital with some of the best caregivers is right in our backyard, we're so lucky and blessed to have CHLA right here.
For speedy security. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Winning matters, especially after an accident. At calljacob.com, we're here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to calljacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB.
And we are live from Children's Hospital Los Angeles. Final segment, Jack.
Yeah.
Oh, that was beautiful. I missed the quack quack. I missed the WNBC jingle, too. We got to play that next Tuesday. Final segment, time for the real deal. With Cappy does the dealer's choice, thanks to our friends at Seller's Advantage. And you wrap up the show like only Cappy can. Do you believe it on a Monday, Cappy?
Ooh.
I touched that thing.
Right up against it. Nicely done.
I touched the tip on that one.
Yeah, you did.
Speaking of it, hot tip. Sedano and Kap dinner up to $1,500.
15 hundos.
Maybe it's because Lindsay said her and DeAndre were coming.
Or maybe because I said, I've got 1,300 over here, but I'm looking for 14. If I can find 15, I'll sell it right now. I've got 13 looking for 14. Where's 1,500 in the room? Maybe it was that.
If we do dessert with DeAndre, how much extra can we get?
Oh, wow. Wow. That key lime tart.
It's really
the key lime tart and the Boys to Men album in the background.
Oh, wow.
I'll make love to you.
Like you want me
Will
to.
it be candlelit?
Yeah.
Depends if you're into that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. So, DeAndre, you're coming now, huh? You're coming to the dinner?
Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
Okay. All right. And Lindsay,
We just made it a thing.
You're
we just
coming?
decided we're going to crash
now
it.
now it's the whole show.
It's a show dinner.
Chris, you should come too. They'll get you a box of
course.
raisins.
So
Maybe a nice
Bergman,
fruit
it's now a
salad.
show dinner up to $1,500.
No, they can do a salad with just oil and vinegar.
Okay, that'd be lovely.
O&V. Do you call it O&V when you order it?
No.
Oh, some people do.
Well,
Yeah.
DeAndre says he's
Yeah,
going.
yeah.
Where do they say O&V? In Cleveland?
No, out here. That was the thing I heard
so
out
I got
here.
to tell you, I got the dealer's choice.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on.
George
Well,
is
here,
in Cleveland.
Dealer's Choice Real Deal brought to you by Seller's Advantage. You want to sell your home before you call an agent, call Seller's Advantage. They'll buy it with an as-is competitive cash offer, no repairs needed. They make selling easy. Call 888-390-AS-IS for a no-obligation offer or visit sellersadvantage.com. Here is George Sedano.
Thank you, by the way, for everyone here today at CHLA. They did a phenomenal job. We really appreciate being part of the Make March Matter campaign, so thank you so much. If you want to help raise money for Children's Hospital Los Angeles, go to our website for the silent auction, 710-4CHLA.com. That's 710-FORCHLA.com. All right. So quick story on Cleveland. So I get there. I wasn't thrilled about having to go to Cleveland, number one.
Right.
Because I had already set up my schedule where I could do the stuff with the kids and the family and go to Dallas, where I was originally going to go.
Big D.
But nonetheless, I end up in Cleveland. So I completely forgot that I had to pack, so I rushed packing this, that, and the other. I forgot a dress shirt.
Your whole point is to be on TV.
I know.
Wow.
So I forgot to pack a dress shirt, and I'm like, so I unpack, and I'm like, oh,
what day is this?
This is a Saturday night.
Okay, and
on the East Coast, 9 o'clock at night.
And this is This is Saturday night.
Game
at 9
is at
o'clock.
1 o'clock Sunday.
Okay, got it. Keep going.
So I'm like, oh no, what do I do? So I text I text a couple colleagues. I ran into a couple of them downstairs in the lobby, and they're like, yeah, we can lend you a shirt. But these, I mean, it's like Tim Legler. The guy's like 6'5".
What about Mark Jones?
Mark Jones too thin.
Right, I was going to say, like, these are guys that don't, the shirt size doesn't work.
I mean, Jonesy's thin.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
And Tim Legler, like, that'd be way
He's
too big.
tall.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
I'd be wearing like a dress.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right, worst case scenario, I'll have to go with Legs' shirt, right? So I go to the front desk, and I tell her, hey, I said to the lady, listen, I got this problem. Any chance anything's open? She's like, no, I don't think so. She's like, let us try to work on it. I'm like, okay, cool.
Did she tell you about the best tacos in the city?
Did not.
Okay.
So,
no, I never said they were the best. They're just my favorite.
So I'm watching Warriors-Knicks, have dinner at the bar or whatever with my colleagues, and then have a couple glasses of wine, go to bed.
So this is happening Saturday night,
right?
Not Sunday morning.
But my backup plan is I'm going to have to use Legs' shirt, and I'm going to wear a suit jacket over it, so who knows what it's going to look like anyway.
Tie the tie knot real tight.
Right, exactly.
Get it all the way up to your Adam's apple.
So at 7:45, my phone rings in my hotel room. Ring, 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 ring.
Hello.
Right.
Like Abner.
I
Mr.
gotta call him
Sedano,
back.
we just want to let you know that we're still working on your shirt situation. Just be patient with us.
Okay.
I said, okay. Right. So in that situation, I said, you know what? What if this doesn't come through?
Mm-hmm.
So I Instacarted a shirt.
From where?
From wherever. It didn't matter.
Wow.
That's impressive. On a Saturday night in Cleveland, you can Instacart a shirt?
Well, they were going to bring it Sunday morning.
Okay.
Okay. And they were going to bring it between 10 and noon, which was not
good
good idea.
No good.
Because I needed to be at the arena by 10:30.
Right.
So when I'm in the gym in the morning while the hotel's still figuring it out.
You wearing a shirt in the gym at this point?
Instacart guy, I get a notification. Instacart guy says he's shopping for my shirt.
Wow.
So I said, hey, he says, hey, is this shirt good? I said, this shirt will work. I said, can you do me a favor? Do you have any more shopping to do? He's like, I got a 65-item grocery thing I got to do.
Oh.
I said, I will give you $20 if you bring this shirt as a tip. If you bring this shirt right now, on top of the tip, and he was there in 15 minutes. Brings me the shirt. So I had a shirt, right?
What color is the shirt?
This was a white shirt.
All right.
I needed a blue shirt, but they didn't have blue when he
Okay.
went. But I figured, worst case scenario, I got a regular white shirt.
Yeah.
All right.
I go to the front desk, like, Mr. Sedano, we got 2 blue shirts here for you. Which one do you want?
Wow.
And I tried it on real quick. So I went with the hotel.
Were they new?
Yeah, they were new.
The hotel shirts were new?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if, like, the manager brought in a couple of his shirts.
No, picked them up
Okay.
at a store on the way in and brought them in and took care of me. So
Now that's service.
Shout
That is
out
service.
to the Ritz in Cleveland for hooking me up.
Oh, yeah,
A
the
couple
Ritz
other
in
quick
Cleveland.
questions because we got to hustle up. Was it neck size and sleeve size, or was it like medium and large?
No, it's like medium and large.
Okay,
I mean, it's like a
got it,
Target shirt
got it.
at this
Okay,
point. in the
understood.
morning. It's Sunday morning.
Marshalls, buddy.
Yeah. And then I also got when Cleveland lost and their 16-game win streak was happening, I'm sitting there waiting to interview Orlando because they're about to wrap up the game. Some Cleveland fan walks up to me. He seemed like a nice guy. And he's like, hey, man, can you just be a little nicer to Cleveland and the Cavs around the horn? Every time Tony brings it up, you're not giving him any credit.
Because you're disrespectful and rude.
I'm like, you're the number 1 seed, bro. I go, I think Boston can beat him. I go, by the way, today's not the day to do this. You're losing to Orlando right now. Like,
And
what are you
lost.
doing?
Lost the game.
What's next? What's next? Lakers talk?
Lakers
Oh, we got
talk.
Lakers pregame.
Oh, that's right. Lakers pregame. Sorry.
Yeah. By the way, I'll be on Lakers on Wednesday.
Oh, beautiful.
Trudell
Good-
will be in the house.
Good to be back, kids.
Yeah, good to see you back.
Yeah, dude.
Christopher.
Glad you're alive.
$24,919 right now. Woo!
Wow.
Christopher's back from the dead.
Yep.
All right, we'll see.
Rack 'em.
Hey, Southern